What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the first deadline stream of the season. I hope everything is ready and set in place and I haven't messed anything up. The audio's good. You can hear the music. You can hear me. You've got your teams locked in. We're starting quite early, 2.5 hours until the deadline, but it's game week 1. If you can't do a long deadline stream in game week 1, then when can you do it? I've got the suit back on, right? The last time I did this was the game week 38. Was it that I do it on the deadline stream? But like, I need a new suit. It's so old. It's so old, and it's probably a little bit too big for me now as well. So I need to get a new suit. Oh, apparently the music wasn't working. I don't know why that is. But anyway, as long as you can hear me, we're happy, right? Well, the music's off now. But let's see. We're gonna be we are going to be checking for team news, like early team news. I think Perisic is done, to be honest with you. But let's see. More members to get a new suit. Yeah, something like that. The thing is, obviously for this job, I just don't wear suits, right? So I don't have any new suits. I just don't wear them. Like, I'm getting married soon. I'm going to hire one. I know a great tailor. Yeah, I probably need one. Suit, yes. Perisic or Walker. I think at this point I wouldn't go Perisic. I don't think at this point. I think there's just too much that says he's probably not going to start. So let me bring up the new looking deadline stream for anyone that hasn't seen it. Excuse me. We have a long requested deadline timer. We have a long requested deadline timer. Let's see if everything is working. Yes, everything is working. So we are 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 53 seconds from the deadline. So no excuses for missing that now, even though I might miss it. Some of my players are hidden. That is just because it's game week 1. I'm not going to do this every week. But every single season, I get moaned at that everyone just copies the team. At the end of the day, you've already seen on my videos, most of you are going to have a clue about exactly who is in this team. But I thought I'd hide a few picks. They're pretty obvious. There's nothing to catch you out. There is no player in those picks I have not talked about a lot. So that's what's in there, and I'll reveal them at 6:30. Andy to the car for game week 2. No, probably not. Scout predicted Perisic to start after initially ruling him out. So here's the reason why I'm not keen on Perisic now. There's no guarantee anyway that he was going to play game week 1. The second game week is Chelsea, so it's not even that good. If you go and follow Planet FPL, James, there was a tweet that went out by a guy that apparently has good connections at Spurs that isn't predicting Doherty or Perisic to start. There was also a training drill with bibs on where pretty much it was the first team and Emerson and Sessegnon were in the bibs. It's just too much pointing to me that Perisic won't start. Like, he is great, and if he had like Southampton and Everton, maybe I'd risk it. But it's Southampton and then Chelsea, so I'm not going to go for him. And also, yeah, he is quite highly owned. So if he misses Southampton and then people see he's got Chelsea, he could be sold. I don't know if I would use that too much to warrant going without him, but it is something that could happen. I see you've covered up Dele Alli, yeah, for exactly that. Yeah, people do copy. Like, the thing is, I'm not going to moan about people copying. Of course, it's going to happen, right? That people can go and look at my team selection and just use exactly the same one. So I'm not moaning or anything like that. I just thought, why not the specific picks that I actually go through with? Why not just hide them? Like, it doesn't make any difference. Like it says on the ticker, if someone asks me a question about a player and I've got that player in my team, I'm going to say they're a great pick. I'm not going to pretend otherwise, right? So there you go. We're not going to keep talking about that. Can't wait for the new season. Quick one that I'm sure will come up a lot. Ward, Robbo, Kulusevski versus... Why does my thing not show up the questions properly? And also, thanks in advance for all the super chats. I'm going to try and get them through on quick, so I'm not going to say thanks for every single one, because there's going to be so many, I'm sure. And not that I'm presumptuous, but it just is on deadline streams. Ward, Robbo, Kulusevski versus Ramsdale, Perisic. Yeah, I wouldn't go Perisic, so I'd go for the other one. Ward, Robbo, Kulusevski. Looks like you just finished your shift as an Undertaker. It is a rubbish suit. This is the kind of suit people wear when, like, no, I don't know. It's like a proper first job, isn't it? You come out of college and uni at 18, you go for your first job. This is that suit. I did wear this for the first time, like, probably 12 years ago. So there you go. Sessegnon going to smash it. Could do game week 1. Whether or not he keeps his place, though, I think Perisic is first choice. So when Perisic is fit, he's going to be in. Would you do Sanchez and Trippier with 0.5 in the bank, or do Everson and James with 0 in the bank? So I do think the 2 Leicester goalkeepers are safe to pick, because Roger said he doesn't feel like he needs a new goalkeeper. Obviously, that could change. They might buy one still. But it feels a bit safer than it did yesterday. I'm still not sure about it myself, though. I don't think I will be going double Leicester keepers. So probably Sanchez and Trippier 0.5, I think. If you're going to go Robertson, maybe James is just a sacrifice, right? Thoughts on Meslier looking at their fixtures? I'm not really that... I don't think Meslier is necessarily a bad pick at 4.5 million. I think Sanchez is better, though. I think he plays for a better team. I think if you go Meslier, you are betting that Leeds will improve, which they might, right? So it's a fair bet to make. But last 2 seasons, their defence has been real bad. So I don't think that's where I would go. But he's not again, like I said on a video yesterday in the rating teams video, I kind of have 3 responses. Yeah, absolutely love it. That's what I would do. Don't hate it. It's not an outrightly bad pick, but it's not what I would do. And then completely awful. So I don't know. I think Meslier comes in that second thing. Don't hate it. Probably not going to do it. The website might crash again. Yeah, so make sure you're you're locked in early enough. Now I get what you meant by some people are going to hate what you're doing on the stream. But overall, the stream is pretty cool now, right? You've got the deadline counter, the members, the YouTube members and the Patreon members are getting some love as well, although it has to go through quite quick because there's so many. We've got the tickers, so if there's a question that keeps coming up, I know I've got a lot of stuff on that ticker this week, but like the Perisic thing, for example, I can just put up my opinion on there, and then hopefully that kind of reduces the repetitive questions. But we'll see. We'll see. Bailey and James or Rashford? I'm not. So Bailey and James, I definitely prefer over Rashford and White. I'm not really sure about Rashford, to be honest. And White is only definitely going to play while Tomiyasu was out. Once Tomiyasu's back, I think it's a little bit up in the air about whether Salah or White will keep his place. And Arteta might just put it down to performances. If Gabriel and Salah play well as a centre-back pair, and White does well as a right-back, but Tomiyasu comes in, he might just let Salah and Gabriel keep playing. So I think you can probably risk White for game week 1. I just don't know how much after that you can really risk him for. Metalhead Smurf, new member, thank you very much. FPL PT member for 11 months, absolutely crazy, thank you very much. Walker or Trippier, Raya or Sanchez? I think Sanchez over Raya for me. Walker or Trippier is a bit harder. So I quite like Walker as an option, right? And spoiler alert, one of the defenders that's hidden on here is Kyle Walker. But I also think he's very boring, right? I know City will probably get a lot of clean sheets, and saying a player is boring does usually mean they're going to get a lot of points. But for me, I'd probably bench him for game week 1, play him game week 2. I'm just wondering if I can do something a little bit more exciting and maybe bench whichever 5 million defender I have, bench them for a couple of weeks, like Doherty, for example, and then just have him for game week 3, just ready to go. And also, Walker also stops a third Man City outfield player. So if you've got like Cancelo and Haaland and you want to get a midfielder, you're a little bit stuck. And I'm not saying like people will want to get a midfielder, but I've already kind of eyed up. How could I possibly get Mahrez and Foden for game week 3 or game week 2 if I wanted to? So I think in isolation, Walker is a better pick than Trippier, but there's always other factors at play. Like with Trippier, I think he's okay for kind of game week 1 and 2, but I wouldn't want to play him in 3 and 5. So I think I would figure out how I can rotate him out for that, basically. I've got to change the music. I've got crazy music in my ears, just doing my head in. So yeah, I think Trippier's okay. I wouldn't necessarily want him playing it all the time. Ray or Sanchez. Is Ray a guaranteed start? Yeah, I think he is the number 1. I think he is the number 1. Loads of Brentford fans seem to confirm that pretty much when this other guy came in. So I think you'll be okay. Brian, new member, thank you very much. Matt, no Salah. Definitely going to be Salah for me. I was gonna hide Salah, but I thought, what's the point? That would just bring too many questions. And I'm definitely captaining Salah. There's no doubt in my mind about that whatsoever. Rashford and Mahrez, Neto Martinelli, Neto Rashford. I think that's easy. I think it's... hang on. But Rashford and Mahrez is a lot more expensive than the other combos. But ultimately, I think Neto and Martinelli, I think it has to be honest. Any concerns about Jesus blanking in game week 1 and getting massively dropped? No, like, to be honest, if he blanks game week 1 and then loads of people sell him, okay, he might drop in price, but then there's a lot less people that own him for his 3 better fixtures, right? I know when people say this, it always sounds a bit snobby or whatever on Twitter, but if people sell him before Bournemouth and Fulham, I'm happy. So I've got no worries about him blank. Like, if he blanks against Palace, so be it. Like, I tweeted about this the other day. You have to be prepared that your players will blank. It will happen. And other players you don't own will get points. You have to just accept that now. And Jesus could blank and he could drop in price, but whatever. Not worried about it. Not worried about it. Why are you not revealing your lineup before the deadline? Because ultimately, I want people to kind of pick their own teams, right? I mean, there's a pretty good core on screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the first 11 are on there. There's only 4 other picks you got to make, right? And like I said, I'm not sitting here... Like, you've already asked me about Raya and Sanchez. I've said Sanchez. Guess which goalkeeper's on the bench? You know, I'm not sitting here, like, lying to you or anything like that. Sancho and Trippier... actually, that's a good point. Did we get anything about Sancho today? Because there was rumours that he was going to miss out. I completely missed that. I know Martial is out. Oh no, Sancho looks like he'll be okay. Yeah, they're expected back. Okay, so Sancho and Trippier or Bailey and Trent. Oh well, hang on a second. You've got to have Trent. You've got to have Trent, I think. Love the graphics, but they're a bit dark. Maybe lighten the stream up. Yeah, possibly, but I feel... Yeah, maybe. I don't think it's too bad, though. I think it's all pretty readable, right? Kane or Salah captain. If I had Kane and Salah, I'd go Salah, I think. There's nothing wrong with going Kane, though. I think it's a good week for him, but I would go Salah. Jesus captain against Crystal Palace. No way. No way. Not compared to the other options we have. And you could watch his team selection video from yesterday to get a decent idea. Yeah, or the final thoughts video I did this morning. Like, again, I'm not trying to massively hide everything. I just think it's a bit more interesting for game week 1. I'm not going to, like, hide all my players for game week 2 because you'll already know who's in my team, right? 3 premiums draft with Salah, Kane, and Haaland. If you want a longer opinion about that, go and watch my rating teams video I put out last night. I talked about a 3 premium attacker draft as the first draft. Ultimately, I think it's viable this year. I'm not going to go for it. Spoiler alert, I don't have 3 premium attackers. But I think it is viable. And look, crazy things can happen over small periods of time. Open in 6 weeks, could a 3 premium attacker draft outscore like the big at the back drafts? Absolutely it could. Absolutely it could. Good luck. I went against the backline template. Good luck to you. Good luck. Again, I said this yesterday. Like, people that go against the grain... I really want them to do well, but not too well because I still want to beat them, right? With my boring side. Is Martinelli nailed? No, I wouldn't say nailed, but I think he'll get regular starts to start the season off, basically. Son in or out in FPL? For me, I wouldn't go for him, but again, he's not a out and out bad pick. By the way, Leicester in a bit of trouble. Ricardo Pereira's out for 6 months. Barnes is out. I don't know. I'm worried if Fofana could still go. I'm a little bit worried about Leicester, which probably isn't a good thing when I got Ward starting against bloody Brentford. Hopefully Tony has the day off. Edison and Zinchenko or Ramsdale and Walker and bank the 0.5. I mean, I think as long as Zinchenko... I'm a little bit worried about Zinchenko. I'm not 100% certain about his minutes. But if he does play regularly... Like, Edison and Zinchenko definitely... Maybe not definitely, actually. Possibly outscores Ramsdale and Walker. But I think the 0.5 could come in handy. So I'll say Ramsdale and Walker. Am I mental to start Aaronson and Rodrigo? Against Wolves? No. Again, like, they're not picks that I would make. But I think they're okay punts, yeah? I mean, Leeds have got pretty good fixtures. That's why people are looking at, like, Melier. So, there's definitely worse picks you could make, for sure. Have you used all of your budget? Yes. Used all 100 million. Which, if you watched the earlier video, means you know who I haven't got. Well, I could have guessed. I could have spent the money, I guess. Who do I bench between Neto, Trippier, and Bailey? Honestly, that's really tough. Like, I feel like if you're going to go for Trippier, how can you not play him against Nottingham Forest, right? Because if you don't play him in this week, 2 of the next 5 are pretty bad, so there's probably better £5 million defenders you could go for. I'd almost be tempted to go for a different 5 million and bench that 5 million, whoever it is, Walker, Gabriel, whoever you want to go for, and just play Neto and Bailey. I think if you're having to think about benching Trippier game week 1, like, do you need him? Would be my thought, to be honest. Any news on Man United? Rashford a good option. I mean, the news is Martial's missing out. Ronaldo might play. I personally don't. Rashford could do fine, but I don't think. I'm not going to go there. He's okay for 6.5. I think Martinelli for 6 is better, though, to start the season. 10,000 viewers already, with it still 2 hours out. Mental. By the way, if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. I know I had a pretty adventurous 300k target. It's probably not going to happen, but you never know. You never know. So if you haven't already, you're watching the stream, hit the subscribe button. We've got 4,250 subscribers to go. Exactly. PXL Pusher, thank you. Brian, thoughts on Ivan Toney? He seems underappreciated. Yeah, I think it's just the 7... Like, I think if you're going to spend 7 million on a forward, Toney probably is the best option. Mitrovic is probably right up there as well, just for consistency of starts, penalties, etc. Like, Ivan Toney's fine, but straight away, if I put him in my side, that means I'm probably going 4-3-3. I don't have a huge problem with that, right? Because I've got Andreas Pereira. Having a 4.5 million mid over a 4.5 million forward outside that makes no difference. But straight away, it means I've got to spend a bit more money rather than getting one of those cheaper midfielders like Martinelli. So I just don't feel like it's worth it. But then I do think the majority of us, probably for like excitement and hoping to get that explosiveness and that exciting pick, like maybe Martinelli will provide, we probably do underappreciate in general players that are like solid picks that are going to start every week, that are going to play 90 minutes. So Toney I like. I don't know where I fit him in. Am I really going to sell Gabriel Jesus at this point? Probably not. Am I going to find an extra million to upgrade Martinelli to Toney? I don't think so. So, yeah, Toney's good, but just not for me. Not for me at all. Not yet, anyway. Maybe in the future. And also, I know he plays Leicester first, which could be okay. Man United could be okay. I just wish he had slightly better first 2 fixtures. The fixtures after that are pretty good. There's nothing to say he won't get something against those teams, but yeah, overall, just not for me. Just not for me. And again, like I've got 4 at the back. If I was thinking about getting Toney in, I'd probably just look at how I could get Robertson in instead. To be honest with you, I'm happy enough with a bit of a weaker bench. Thoughts on Son and Nunez versus Haaland and Sterling? So I think Haaland and Sterling would still be my pick. To be honest with you, because at least you know they're pretty much going to start. I think Nunez is a worry. Son is obviously great, but then it's Chelsea. Like, Son is great against Southampton, maybe okay versus Chelsea. Nunez might not start either game. Haaland's got Bournemouth. Sterling's got Everton to start. I know he has to play Spurs then. I think I'd probably go Haaland and Sterling, to be honest with you. Although I think most people would probably choose Son and Nunez. Perisic or Rashford? I mean, Rashford, I guess. Probably none, though. Probably neither. Yeah, I think when people say, why is this player not talked about? Most of them have been talked about. And if a player's not been talked about, it's probably a better option. So Mount, for example, is a good option. Is he better than Diaz or Saka? I'm not sure. He probably is maybe he is a little bit underlooked, but there are quite a few £8 million midfielders. I even started thinking about Foden and Mahrez. I'm so tempted to just go for Mahrez from the off and just see if this season I can get some points from him after last season, him being absolutely awful. But then I know he'll be the first player I have to transfer out, so I'm probably not gonna go for it. Who will score more in the first 8 game weeks? James, Neto, or Martinelli? Ooh, I'm gonna say James. I'm going to say James, then Martinelli, then Neto. I think with Martinelli, there's maybe slight risks over his minutes longer term. I think short term he'll be fine. But probably James, Reece James. Lamptey, 4.5 million differential with Cucurella gone. The thing is, Lamptey plays on the right, and Cucurella was on the left. So there's no guarantee that Lamptey starts. So I just don't think he's worth the risk. I think if you're going to go 4.5 Brighton, just probably pick Dunk, which I've said all the way from the outset, to be honest. It's boring. I know. I'd love to have Lamptey. I'd love to have a fit Lamptey that starts every single week. Like if you could tell a lot, if you told a lot of the community right now, Lamptey's going to start the first 8 game weeks and not get injured, I'd say he'd be in a lot of teams. Like he'd be over 20% owned. But it's just not. It's just not how it works with him, you know. And he's not guaranteed to start. Attila, thank you. Odin, I really want Sterling in my team, but it hurts not having space for James for that reason. Yeah, it's like I said, I did that rating midfielders video, didn't I? Where I talked about the £10 million midfielders. And Sterling just fits into that perfect bracket in game week 1 where he is great. Like, he is going to get points, but 10 million is just too much to try and fit into a game week 1 side. So I just don't think we can go for it. You don't rate Foden from game week 1. No, it's not that I don't rate him. It's just I always worry about Man City minutes. Like, it could be Grealish on the left, Mahrez on the right, and Foden on the bench, you know? It could easily be Grealish on the bench, Foden on the left. He then plays against Bournemouth and absolutely smashes it. So, I don't know. I don't think I will go for him. You're a top 5 stream on YouTube right now. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let's see what it gets to at the end. Go for Zinchenko, Walker, or Trippier. Yeah, I've spoken a lot about Walker or Trippier already. I think if I was... I wouldn't go Zinchenko. I'd probably go Gabriel, to be honest. So I would probably have him in that order. Like, in isolation, forgetting anything else about rotation and stuff like that, I'd probably say Gabriel, then Walker, then Trippier. If you want to punt on Zinchenko, then go for him instead of Gabriel. You could definitely do that. Bench Perisic, Neto, or Bailey. I'd probably bench Perisic at this point, I think. Because the problem is, you could make the case that if you play him, then one of the others can come on. But he's almost certainly going to get a cameo. And I know people say things like, okay, well, 20 minutes of Perisic is amazing. And maybe it will be. But I'd rather go for Neto or Bailey right from the start. So that is what I would personally do. Where do you even see the top streams on YouTube? Yeah, look, I was... God, my voice is going already. We've still got over 2 hours to go. I'm a bit worried... Oh my God, it's gone. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Not good. Not good. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm a little bit worried about doing this reveal thing because it is going to put some people off. They're going to go elsewhere. Maybe they never come back. But I just thought it was better overall for the game to do that. And like, I don't want to act as if like, I'm the only one that people copy teams from because they do. There's other people, sorry. But I guess I've got one of the biggest reaches out there. So... I don't think there's any issues, right? Again, like, if you've watched my videos, you'll have seen which players I've talked about a lot, which players I like. It's not that difficult to then fill in the gaps, right? So, if you can't do that, then there's problems, really. My voice is going. This 2.5 hours might have been a bad idea. How come you're not releasing your team before the deadline like you used to on Patreon last year? I didn't do it on Patreon last year. I did that the year before, but not last year. I stopped doing that as well. Because it just got to the point where I had to like get my team locked in before I was ready. So it wasn't that useful, so I stopped doing that as well. Please reveal just for this game week. This is the game week where I'm not... Anyway, I don't want to keep talking about it. Right? I've said my piece on it. There's no point in going over and over it again. I'm not gonna change my mind. It's done now. It is what it is. The stream looks great. Good luck, everyone. Any thoughts about Mahrez or Mount? I chose Diaz from City over Cancelo because of keeper Ramsdale instead of a 4 million. Yeah, I think Diaz over Cancelo is an okay shout. I mean, I do really like Cancelo. He will definitely be in my team. But yeah, fair enough. I mean, I do think 2 4 million keepers, I'm not convinced by it. It could work out really nicely for those people that go for it. I'm not massively convinced by it. Any thoughts about Mahrez or Mount? Yeah, look, Mount is the safer pick. And by safer, I mean minutes. And so I really like Mount as an option. If you're willing to take a bit of a... This is why I'm looking at Mahrez, right? Every year I look at Mahrez as you get close to the deadline. I'm looking at Mahrez because I don't have many risks in my team. In fact, like if I look at it, I would say I've got 0 risks in my team. For minutes, early on at least. Maybe later on there could be risks. So So maybe I can fit like a Mahrez in, but I just don't think I'm going to do it from game week 1. But I think if you want the safer pick, if you're someone that's going to get annoyed if a player gets benched, you just go for Mount. But Mahrez with West Ham and then Bournemouth could beat Mount with Everton, then Chelsea, then Spurs for sure. Andre, thank you very much for becoming a member. Jess Mendy, can you rate this team draft? Yeah, Jesus hard. I mean, like it's basically template, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with it at all, Jeff. It looks great. Nothing like. I think when I look at a team and someone asks me to rate it, most of the time I don't give any feedback on player changes because I don't want to just make it like my team. The only time I'll ever really comment is if there's a player in there I think is just completely awful. There's nothing wrong with that team at all. My dad's mates with Klopp and Salah's bench. Of course he is. Of course he is. I swear. So with Ward, we don't actually know if he is available game week 1. But for me, if he's not, then benchkeeper comes in, right? So we don't know. Yeah, we don't know who. The thing is, I've got Ward. Everson might be the number 1 keeper. He might be the number 1 keeper. The only thing I would say about if you're going to go for one Leicester goalkeeper, Everson versus Ward, there's a few times where Rodgers hasn't confirmed who's the number 1, but he has said I've said before I see Ward as a number 1, so I think he will be the number 1. So that's what I would probably be looking at. Dyer gets it. Sorry, my dad's mates with Klopp. I can't unsee that. Cash is a must. There's something about Luka Dean. I don't know. Maybe Cash is the one because I think if one of them's going to get in the box and try and score you a goal, it's going to be him. Haaland, Bailey, Robbo, or Nunez, Mount, City, Diaz. Definitely Haaland, Bailey, and Robbo. I'm like, the thing is, I can only say this a few times, right? I'm not a big fan of Nunez for FPL. Obviously, he's going to be a brilliant player. Klopp's going to get him doing magic things. At some point, he might be completely nailed on. But I'm not the biggest fan of him from an FPL point of view for game week 1. So anytime you ask me for a combination where one includes Nunez and the other one doesn't, I'm probably going to choose the other one. Best 4.5 million defenders stuck between White and Johnny. Yeah, I mean, so I had Johnny in a lot of drafts early on. I've kind of gone off him because I've just spent a bit more in my defence. He should start the season. How long he will be nailed on, we'll have to wait and see. Once Semedo is back, Johnny could go to left back. He could just go on the bench. When Johnny plays, I really like him because he is very attacking. I don't think some people kind of realise that. That's why he was in a few of my drafts. Whether or not Wolves' defence will be good with the 4 at the back remains to be seen. And Ben White's not really necessarily nailed, but he's in a better defence. Oh, I think I would, out of White and Johnny, I think I'd maybe risk Johnny because he's just a bit more fun. But I think the out-and-out best 4.5, if you don't have to play him this week, is probably Dunk. Even though it's very boring again, like I keep saying. Andy, who are the top 4.5 million defence? Okay, we just talked about that. Look, I think Johnny, if you want a bit of fun. Dunk if you want a bit of boredom in your life. Maybe Ben White if you want to risk that he keeps his place as a centre-back once Tomiyasu is back. Yeah, again, we've only been going for half an hour. I don't want to keep talking about the reveal thing. I already knew there was going to be some people that didn't like it, but my thinking is more people will appreciate it than people that hate it, and so I'm fine with that. Right? It's a decision I took. It's done. Like I said, it's not that hard to figure out who the players are if you've watched my videos anyway. None of the stuff I said on this morning's video, last night's video, the video before that was fake. The players I like, I've talked about loads. You know who they are. Most of you could make some very educated guesses about who those players are under the reveals. Anyway, like I said, not going to keep saying it apart from once every 5 minutes, it seems. Which one of Neto, Bailey, and Martinelli would you start, given that I can only start one of them? Yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to make this decision. Neto, Bailey, and the thing is, Martinelli's got the hardest fixture, but I think he's the best player out of all of them. I would hate to bench Bailey against Bournemouth, but I also don't want to bench Neto against Leeds. I don't know. My instinct right now is to say bench Neto, but when I was thinking about it earlier, are Neto's minutes going to be better than Bailey in game week 1? They could be. But then Martinelli's got the worst fixture. But you can't bench Martinelli, I don't think. Because I know Palace is hard, but I think Arsenal attack is going to be looking good this year. I'm going to say bench Neto, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you've got a gut instinct, go with that, because in half an hour's time, I might say bench Bailey. It's really close. You say you're taking no risk. It's not rocket science. The thing is, what I will say about that is, I'm not completely ruling out a last minute move, because I don't know. I'm just very tempted to go Mahrez or Foden or something like that. We can do a best £5 million defender poll. The only problem is, I can only do 4 options, so I can't like split out Zinchenko and Gabriel. So I'll just do Gabriel, Walker. Who else? Gabriel, Walker, Trippier. Who else do people really like? What other £5 million defender should we put in? So I'm going to do Arsenal, Man City, Trippier, and Cash and Luka Dean. I think that's the one that most people are looking at. I think it'd be easier if I could split Cash and Luka Dean, but there's just not enough space. FPL is back. Would you go with Mount and Haaland or Mahrez, Grealish and Kane? I think in that case, I'd definitely go Mount and Haaland. Unless you want to take that risk on the Man City mids. But I think Haaland is probably better than the mids. And, I mean, Mount's not better than Kane, but you get the point. As a combination, I prefer the other one. Ayula, thank you for becoming a member. Much appreciated. Who could I put instead of Perisic? Unless you've got 0.5 million to go up for like a boring Diaz move, I would look at just coming down to a £5 million defender and just banking the money, to be honest with you. One cool thing about going for Diaz at Man City, right? I know he's not that exciting, but if you've got 6 million to spend, when you need to, you can then come down to Perisic, and then you've got 0.5 banked for another move, or you could just come all the way down to a 5 million. Like one other player that I have considered starting with on the bench and leaving until he's got better fixtures from game week 3, and hopefully is nailed on, is Cucurella. Because I think he's going to play quite regularly. I might be wrong on that, because they do have Koulibaly, Silva, Azpilicueta signed a new contract as well. So we could see like Koulibaly on the left, Silva in the middle, Azpilicueta on the right, Chilwell left wing back, James right wing back. But I think Cucurella's just... I know prices don't necessarily mean much, but over 60 million I think the price can get to. That's mental. Surely he's going to play quite regularly. So I think he could be left centre-back. I think there's even a chance he plays this weekend. Maybe it's a bit too close, but I think there's a chance he plays this weekend. So I am tempted to put him in on the bench, leave him on there for the Spurs game, and then hope by game week 3 he's playing pretty regularly. So I think him and Doherty, they're not guaranteed to play game week 1 by any means, but if I can bench them for 2 weeks, that excites me a little bit more than going for Kyle Walker, even though Kyle Walker is the sensible play. It's tough. This is the thing. We're basically putting combinations together from all the same teams, just slightly different players. That's all it is at this point. The poll is so close. Gabriel, yeah, it is very close. I mean, I personally think that it's pretty much in the order I've written the poll. Maybe Cash or Dean over Trippier. Maybe psychologically there was something in how I did it. One of my mates has just messaged me on WhatsApp saying, "What the hell is this reveal stuff?" I'll put it in the group chat. Triple Arsenal attack thoughts. Yeah, in isolation, Martinelli is the best 6. You could absolutely argue that Saka is the best 8, and Jesus is probably the best £8 million forward. So I like it. I think Arsenal defenders are worth consideration. So if you go for one of them, obviously that stops you from getting Saka or Martinelli or Jesus. But overall, if you've got spare slots, I really don't mind it. I really don't mind it at all. Villa going to have fun with newly promoted Bournemouth. I agree. If you want to know what members get, you can click join on the channel and you can see. You can literally see. What's with the suit for today's stream? It's Game Week 1. Special occasion. With my super old suit. Dyer, I only had a quick look at what you said originally, but I think you were mostly right, yeah. I quickly scanned it. Bench Bailey for the Wolves double up with Neto and Aït-Nouri. I would play Bailey ahead of Aït-Nouri, I think. In your case, yeah. Sanchez, Saka, Bailey, or Everson, Sancho, Marseille. Sanchez, Saka, Bailey. Bench boost this week and early wildcard game week 2. Man, this has got so much traction this season, I feel like. I don't completely hate the bench boost. I feel like there is a lot that could go wrong with it in game week 1 than a game week 2 wildcard. I know why people are kind of saying it, because potentially the wild card has a little bit less value because of the unlimited transfers over the World Cup. So yeah, there is something in it, but there could still be some stuff that happens that makes us wish we saved the wild card a bit later. So you're not going to catch me doing bench boost 1 bench boost game week 1 wildcard game week 2 anytime soon. But again, I don't think it's as awful as some people make out. I wouldn't do it though. I wouldn't do it. There's people sending me pictures of like all the food. Like someone's got a bottle of Coke, a bar of Milka, a bar of Mars bar, I should say, Twix, and ice cream, bag crisp. That's their that's their food for the deadline stream. Anyway, let's talk about FPL instead of Mars bars. I could really eat some Mars bar now. Although I'd probably go Whisper Gold if I'm honest with you. Maybe we should do a poll of the best chocolate bars instead of talking about FPL. So it's not actually that hot here. It's quite warm. I probably could do without the soup. It's not that warm. Marco's just messaged you. So Marco's the guy that designed the stream. Absolute legend. He said, "What's with this reveal stuff? I didn't design that." Big shout out to Chris as well, who helped me out with the ticker and all that good stuff. Okay. Thanks for all the great content. I have no questions. You'll be pleased to know. Bring on the deadline. I like questions. But thank you very much. Ward, Trent, James, Aït-Nouri, Salah, Grealish, Diaz, Martinelli, Haaland, Jesus. Bench is useless, so thoughts on Grealish? Yeah, Grealish is a tricky price point, because I don't think there's too many other players to go for in the 7 million bracket in midfielders. Maybe Zaha when the fixtures get better. Look, Grealish is a punt. He could start. He might not. Like, if you go on Fantasy Football Scout, for example, let me see who they've got starting for Man City. Yeah, they've got Grealish and Mahrez, but it could easily be Foden instead of Grealish. So you take the risk. I don't think there's anything necessarily massively wrong with going with Grealish. The thing I would ask yourself is, what's my exit plan if he doesn't start against West Ham and then I'm panicking for game week 2? Where'd you go? How'd you spend that money? Are you prepared to take a hit, etc., etc.? So just think about that. Julie, thank you very much for becoming a member. Also, there's no way I'm going to get to 6:30 without going to the toilet. No way. Almiron, I've drank too much of this already. I need to put it out of my sight. Almiron or Bailey or both, and downgrade Perisic. Yeah, Almiron. And he did really well in pre-season, didn't he? He scored quite a few goals. I would probably say Bailey though. I think probably Bailey. Yeah. You should do a taste test video. I'm not sure that would work on the FPL channel, but maybe on another one. Yeah. One thing I've always wanted to do for anyone that's from Ireland in here is I have a theory that Tato are rubbish. Not all Tato, but the cheese and onion Tato are nothing compared to Walker's. So I want to do a blind taste test on Walker's versus Tato, cheese and onion. No Salah 11. Ward, Malacia. I don't even know if Malacia is it Malacia? Malacia? Yeah, he could start. To be fair, I don't know. I don't know if it's completely 100% that Shaw doesn't start. That's my only worry, but could be decent. Could be a nice little differential. Trent, Robertson, James, Cancelo, Son, captain, nice. Martinelli, Luis Diaz, Jesus, Kane. Am I going to get left behind? Only if Son and Kane blank and Salah smashed it. But to be honest, right, I don't. Even if Salah does really well, I don't think Son and Kane are going to do so badly you're going to massively regret it. It could just be like 1 to 5 points either way. Again, I would go. Obviously, I would go for Salah. Right, you can see it on screen. But look, you might not get massively left behind. I knew that wouldn't go down well. Tato is so clear of Walkers. I want to do a blind taste test. I'm certain I would pick Walkers. I'm certain. There's a lot of good things about Ireland, but Tato, cheese and onion crisps are not one of them. Tato, they do like pork rib now. They're good. They're real good. Love the deadline stream. Wish you all the best. Congrats on the wedding. Thank you very much. You should tell us about how you propose someday. Yeah, someday I can do that. I got down on one knee. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, no, I get what you mean. I'm messing. Cucurella Game Week 1 is a risk. I don't massively hate it though, because he could play it, but I think it's a bit risky, and then he's got Spurs, so I think he's probably Game Week 3 onwards. Great work. Diaz, Cancelo, or Robertson, Mount? Ooh, good question. I think I'd probably go Diaz, Cancelo. You still get the Liverpool player, but you back that Man City defence. So I think I'd probably go Cancelo, Diaz. Why has Hwang not been talked about when he's only 0.5 million more than Neto? Well, first of all, he's 0.5 million more than Neto, so that actually is a thing. I also don't know if he's definitely going to start, because I was going to say Pedro. Pedence has played up front in pre-season as a number 9, so it doesn't mean that Hwang's definitely going to start. So I wouldn't do it. Ward's not available. Wrong. I don't. So the thing with Ward is we don't 100% know if he's available or not. Brendan Rodgers, when he was asked who was going to start on Sunday, he said who's going to be the number 1 keeper or who's going to start. He said you'll find out on Sunday. So I think Ward could be available. As far as I know, Ward has played a behind closed doors game, and obviously he's a goalkeeper, so injuries and stuff like that is not necessarily as bad as if he was an outfield player. So I think he could be okay, but we don't know is the we don't know is the honest answer. Bring back King and Dennis. I hope we never have to bring back King and Dennis. I was chatting to... So for anyone that listened, we did a Twitter space last night, me and Luke. I think he's FFS_Luke, or FF Scout_Luke. And I was talking about how, people talk about the eye test versus stats. I feel like with players like... He was talking about Mason Mount, but also he mentioned Josh King, how the stats say they're good, but the eye test just doesn't. So yeah, I don't want... I don't want Josh King back in my team right now. Forest going to get top 6. I'm not sure how to break this to you, to be honest. But I'm looking for my drink now. Probably not. Probably not. Is it the first time you started without any Man United players in your team? Possibly the first time for a while. I started with Luke Shaw and Fernandes last year. I always try and put one in, but this year... I don't know. Do I think Darwin will start after Klopp's comments? What did Klopp say that made you think he was going to start? Because I've got to be honest, I didn't really see anything about that. For Team News, Fantasy Football Scout is great. So I'm going to look at what they've predicted for Liverpool. I'm going to guess Neil's put Firmino in. Yeah. I just think Nunes might be eased in and just used as a bit of an impact sub straight away. I haven't seen my name pop up. So one thing I will say... I think Killian, it might be a bit weird for you though, because you should pop up. There's like over 300 names in there, so you got to catch it quick because it goes every 5 seconds. And also, if you signed up today, it won't be in there because I have to manually update it. Look at what's trending on Twitter. Do I want to look at what's trending on Twitter? Perisic, Zinchenko, Fabrizio. What am I wearing? I'm wearing a suit, which I'm getting very hot in now. It's a mistake. I'm boiling. Simply FPL, thank you very much. Bamford and Sanchez or Edison and Rodrigo Aronson? Probably Bamford and Sanchez, to be honest. You keep the money out of your goalkeeper position. I think Bamford could do pretty nicely. Yeah. What's your opinion on Doherty starting? I don't think he's going to start, to be honest with you. Darren, thank you very much. Stephen was super happy with my team until the Perisic downgraded to Walker. Now I have 1 million in the bank and can't spend it. You don't have to spend it, right? I know it's very it's very easy to want to spend it. You don't have to spend it. You could keep it in for a rainy day. I just saw Jurgen Klopp in your members list. He's definitely benching Robertson for Simicast. Could happen. Yeah, could happen. If Perisic does line up against Southampton, though, I'm gonna hate that. I'm gonna hate it. Walker, Neto, or James Andreas bench Walker game week 1. Probably. I mean, if you're gonna, you're not gonna bench Andreas game week 1 as well, because I definitely prefer James over Neto. So I'd probably go that way around. Yeah, 296,357 subscribers. So if you haven't already subscribed, you're watching it, just hit that button. Just hit it. Imagine if we hit 300k today. I can go and grab a beer straight afterwards. So basically, you're restricting me from getting beer right now. Unless we hit 300k, I'm not going to have one. Because I wasn't going to drink anything for the next couple of weeks. But I could be tempted for 300k. Sorry, anyway, I'm getting distracted. Wish you a great season. Your channel's pure class. Thank you very much. If my countryman Kulusevski does great game in 1, you think he starts until at least the midweeks? So, I got to be honest, right? I think Kulusevski's going to start anyway. I do think Richarlison's going to be more of a squad player, especially early on. I just don't think what Kulusevski does on the right is something that Richarlison would be able to do. I think he's going to take minutes off Son. He could take minutes off Kane. He might take some minutes off Kulusevski, but I think Kulusevski's probably going to regularly start. But for me, I just think it's Chelsea game week 2. So, I mean, the fixtures outside of that are pretty good. Maybe I've underrated Kulusevski a little bit as a pick. I'm not going for him, but I don't think he suddenly loses his place to Richarlison. I think you'd have to have a completely awful game against Southampton. I don't think that's going to be possible. Alistair Gold reckons Emerson starts first game. Yeah, I think most people are pretty agreed that Doherty won't start. I think less people are convinced that Perisic will start. Right? That makes sense. Do we think Walker definitely plays Bournemouth game week 2? I would expect so, yeah. I think his minutes are going to be pretty good. Thoughts on Gabriel? Like him. Walker on the bench? Yeah, like that too. Tahir, thank you for becoming a member. Odegaard getting heavily overlooked in my opinion. I don't think. I mean, he is, yeah, but I think it's for good reason. I think Martinelli's a better pick right now, personally. Look, Odegaard could go against Crystal Palace and come out as the highest scorer, but I just think the chances are over a long period of time that that's not the case, and that Martinelli or Saka or Jesus is better. Like, I mean, in isolation, Odegaard is potentially the best 6.5 because Trossard just doesn't excite me that much. Rashford, there's maybe slight issues there. Ward-Prowse, I'm not a big fan of. Saint-Maximin, I'm not a fan of. You could say that Odegaard's the best 6.5, but I do not think he's the best option from Arsenal, that's for sure. I'm hoping that someone will message me with like live news about Perisic, but unfortunately, I don't really know anyone that would have that would have information. Unfortunately, he could do, and then we'll all regret it. Those of us that go without him. Bench on Perisic, Doherty, Bailey, probably Doherty, and just hope that Perisic starts. Would you take out Robertson for James plus 1 million? I mean, that really depends what you do with the 1 million. Like, for my team, I just don't know where I'd get 1 million from to upgrade James to Robertson. So, yeah, I would probably just go James in that case. I think James is great. I mean, maybe I'm overestimating him, but I think he's a great pick. I really do. Is Cucurella a good pick? He could be once he starts. There's obviously question marks for game week 1. Then obviously game week 2 is Spurs anyway. So it's maybe not one that we need to rush. But yeah, Cucurella could definitely be the best 5 million at some point for sure. For sure. FPL said, yeah. Conte hasn't ruled Perisic or Doherty out. It's just whether or not they'll start. They're not unfit to play. They're just not necessarily up to the fitness levels he would want from game week 1. That's all. That is all. I'm torn between Edison and Trippier or Ramsdale and Walker. Yeah, I think Ramsdale and Walker for me. Ward is available for Game Week 1. I don't know for sure. What do you think on Klopp's comments on Nunes? I'm going to have to try and find these comments because I've not seen them. Darwin is ready. He needs time to get used to a lot of things, but he's already a big help. I mean, that kind of contradicts things a little bit, doesn't it? He's ready, but he needs time to get used to a lot of things. So which is it? So maybe he starts. But to be honest, right, even if I knew he was starting, I'm not sure I would go for him. Because he's 9 million. He would be much more tempting if we knew he was going to start and go. But I don't know. Look, it's a nice, exciting potential punt, but there's no guarantees of him. Hour, 37 minutes, 12 seconds until the deadline. A large process apparently planned for United's first game against Brighton. Yep, that wouldn't surprise me. Which Ramsey is better, Calvin Ramsey, Jacob Ramsey, or Gordon Ramsay? Probably Gordon. Does some great TV. People sleeping on Zaha. He plays every week and takes penalties. Yeah, but fixtures are awful for Palace. I think it's okay to overlook him. Thoughts on Wilson? I think Wilson's okay. I prefer Bamford. James and Bailey or Martinelli and Gabriel. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm going to say Martinelli and Gabriel. Darren McNulty, thank you very much for becoming a member, or for 14 months. Just wondering why your players are blocked. Just for Game Week 1. That's all. Let people pick their own teams. So last year, I checked with... So if you don't follow Live FPL, make sure that you do. Make sure that you do. He actually checked how many people had the exact same team as me last season. I think it was like 600 or something like that. I mean, to be honest, like my team is not that different, right? Loads of people are going to have this same team, so I'm not really worried about that. But I just thought for Game Week 1, we'd do it like this instead. That's all. Nothing much in it. It's just how I'm doing it. What's your thoughts on Lingard? Again, I do really like Martinelli as an option, so I don't think he's better than Martinelli. I think he probably will be pretty good at 6 million. He's going to be nailed on, which is great as well. I'm sure he'll get some goals, some assists, but I just don't really like Forest's opening like kind of 6. I think I'd just go Martinelli. But like, if you're not keen on Martinelli or you've got another 6 million, yeah, Lingard could be good. Thoughts on a Wolves... Thoughts on a Wolves 4.5 defender, Johnny or 8 Euro? I would probably go 8 Euro. I think he's just a bit more attacking. Some people do think that 8 Euro is a bit more nailed once Semedo gets back, because Johnny won't necessarily move to the left, so there is that risk possibly. I think I prefer Johnny. Why are you going for Taylor as your 4.5? I might change that to Greenwood, actually, to be honest with you. I just haven't really got around to it. $3,500 subscribers to go. Keep hitting that button. Saka and Edison or Diaz and Ramsdale. I mean, probably Saka and Edison. No, I don't know actually. Diaz and Ramsdale, I think. It's pretty close though. I mean, Edison probably is just outright better than Ramsdale, and Saka and Diaz is pretty close. So I guess, but the Edison one costs a bit more. So I wonder if that 0.5 could be better used elsewhere. So I'd probably say Ramsdale and Diaz. I think Wilson or Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz. Is it worth getting both Leicester keepers if it means I downgrade Neto to Bailey? Is it worth getting both Leicester keepers? If it means I downgrade Neto to Bailey, I can get an £8 million midfielder. Maybe. I don't particularly like the double Leicester defenders, but it could be alright. It could be alright. The thing is, I don't necessarily... Like, Neto to Bailey could be really nice. I just feel like Neto is more likely to keep his place longer term. I mean, Neto's really only a pick for like 6 weeks anyway. I don't know if I would do that all the way just to sacrifice 8 million for an 8 million midfielder, to be honest with you. It's difficult because I can't see a whole team. I know it's difficult to put the team in as well as that, but I don't know if I would do that. I think, Cucurella at Chelsea could be great. Let's wait and see when he starts. Dylan, thank you for becoming a new member. Ederson and Diaz or Raya and Cancelo? I mean, Ederson and Diaz probably gets you more points. I mean, I'd say almost certainly Ederson and Diaz will probably get you more points, which is what you want. So you're probably wondering why I'm contemplating that. But I don't know. Cancelo maybe is a little bit easier to move funds around later if you need to. You can go to pretty much any other defender because I guess you've already got Trent. But in isolation, Ederson and Diaz wins that, I think. Which is an interesting way of framing it, actually, when I think about my own team. I just don't know if I want that much money in a goalkeeper, that's all. Big fan from Perth, Australia. If I have 0.5 left, should I upgrade Ramsdale or Nico Williams? Loving the content. I think Ramsdale's perfectly fine for 5 million, so probably Nico Williams. You don't necessarily have to upgrade them. You could leave Nico Williams on the bench. Jesus 77% owned. That's mental. Absolutely mental. Views on Darwin for Liverpool. Yeah, I already spoke about him. Could be great if he starts. I'm still not massively convinced he starts. If you are, could be a real nice differential. Predicted players are Sanchez, Haaland, Neto, Diaz, Walker, and Trippier. Nice. Maybe you've probably got a few right there, I would say. Where? Oh my god. There's so many super chats already. I just don't know if I'm going to get through them all. It's mental. We've still got an hour and a half left, though. In fact, we've got an hour and 31 minutes and 45 seconds because it literally says on screen. Ward now the most selected keeper. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. I haven't signed up to Fan Team. I really should have, but it's oh no, I can actually sign up till 8 o'clock, so I might do it after the stream. I haven't signed up to Sky either. Got my Ultimate Fan locked in, but nothing else. Predicted play. Oh yeah. Neto and Cancelo or Martinelli and James. I feel like we've had that one already. Walker or Trippier when wildcarding early. Walker. Not even joking. I cannot find Everson. Is he gone? But it's spelt with an E, Iversen. So if you're searching, maybe that's why. But he should be playing for Leicester. 7.5 million in the game now, down from 9 million. Yeah, there wasn't 9 million signed up in Game Week 1, though. I think I saw someone say the other day there was 6.8 million signed up in Game Week 1. So 7.5 million is massive. It's massive. Like, it's a massive jump. To have that by Game Week 1 is huge. We'll hit 10 million accounts this year, for sure. I think, anyway. Walker, Dyer, or Trippier. I think Walker, probably. Dyer's okay. Again, Trippier I like if you can rotate him out of those tough games. I just don't think he's that good that you want to play Trippier against City and Liverpool, to be honest with you. Aronson is great. Yeah, look, I think if I wasn't going to go... So, let's say I'm not going to go for Neto. If I was going to spend 5.5, it'd probably be on Wissa or at Brentford or Aronson at Leeds. They'd probably be the next two that I'd look at. If I was spending 5.5. Just hold me in your arms. Will Ward start today? I need to change the music. Will Ward start? Possibly. I've got a good feeling about Ward, but you can't be 100% certain. You can never be 100% certain. Stilling in a river in France. Watching, love it. Nice. Sounds good. I stand by the Tato comment. I stand by it. Definitely appreciate 6:30 reveal. Discussing advice is something and copying is something else. Yeah, exactly. We can still discuss players. Like I said, I'm not changing my opinion or trying to throw anyone off. What is this season's Ben Foster? Yeah, for sure. Wilson, Grealish and Kane or Coutinho and Kane. Oof. I mean, Coutinho is probably better Game Week 1, but I think in that case I might risk Grealish. Not sure I really like either. Maybe Tony and Kane. I don't know. I'll say Grealish. I don't know if he's going to start though. I'll say Coutinho. Yeah, Everson might start. I'm not saying 100% that he will. That he won't, sorry. Jamjar, thank you. Sanchez, Bailey, Neto, 100 out of 100. Could guess the rest too. Yeah, maybe. Love the stream. Saka, Neto, 0.5 on Martinelli, Mount. Martinelli, Mount. Been following your channel since 2 years now. Always wanted to support it. Now that I have my first paycheck, here's first of many super chats. Thank you very much. But honestly, that's your first paycheck. Don't blow it all on super chats. But I really appreciate it. But if that's your first paycheck, go and I don't know, buy yourself something nice, get a few drinks in, get a nice takeaway, go out for dinner. Happy day after the deadline stream, of course. New sub here, Andy. Big fan plus loving the suit. Nice. As a Man United fan, I want to use Sancho, but my head is telling me to go elsewhere. Yeah, I think if Sancho was like 7 million, I know it's only 0.5 difference, but it does make a difference when you think about players. Because Sancho's current price is only 0.5 off the £8 million mids, and I think they're all pretty much better. You know, Man United have got to play Liverpool game week 3. It's not like their opening fixtures are even brilliant either. Like, they're good. Like, Brighton, Brentford, and Southampton, the first 4 are good. They're not brilliant, though. So, if Sancho was 7 or less, maybe I start thinking about him from game week 1. But, yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not that much of it. Like, I'm a fan of him. I really hope he has a good season this year after last year. But for FPL, I'm not sure. So is your hidden keeper actually your starting keeper? No, my starting keeper is Ward. Like I said, there's no tricks here. The team you see there, well, the players you can see, they're the ones that are starting. And the bench order is the bench order. So, although maybe I'll put Andreas first sub. Not sure. Am I wearing matching pants? I'm actually wearing exactly the same shorts I wore for the last deadline stream. I wore a suit, which was game week 38. There won't be a suit every week, don't worry. I'm Mason, thank you very much. Carly's member for 8 months, thank you very much. Sterling and Martinelli or Mount and Saka. I think I'd just go 2 8s. Well, do you know what, right? Mount and Saka probably is the better pick. Or the safer pick. But if Martinelli's going to start the first few weeks, and we know Sterling's almost certainly going to start as well, if you wanted to go a little bit more exciting, try something a bit different, you could go Sterling and Martinelli. If I was picking, I probably would go Mount and Saka. But I don't think Sterling and Martinelli is crazy, to be honest with you. Yeah, okay. I'll reveal one player. If we get to 300,000 subs before 6:30. One player of my choice. But we still need 3,200 and something subs to go. So I wouldn't get too excited. You would definitely go with Perisic and Saka along with Everson on the bench. Perisic, I'm really not sure. I've got Perisic in the ticker, so I can't really... In fact, I'm going to take that thing out of the ticker in case I decide to go for Perisic, but I don't think I will. Here we go. Trust me, we're not... There's 15,000 people. It's very unlikely that over 3,000 of them are not sub, but I can't get a live sub count. I don't know how to do it. Like, it just doesn't seem to work anymore. Everyone click subscribe so that Andy can reveal Almiron. You remember, why can't you see the full team? Because you're watching the same stream as everyone else. Like, there's nowhere in the members section did I say, you will see my team. Also, please don't spam. Even if you remember, please don't spam. Scout have Perisic playing. Interesting. If I don't go for Perisic and he starts, I will massively regret it. Because he could be freaking brilliant. Am I mad for going Jesus, Haaland and Kane? No, not mad. I mean, they're all good picks in their own right. Jamjar, thank you. Thoughts on Bamford? I think he's the best 7.5 million forward. He's not better than Jesus, I don't think, but I think he's the best 7.5. Perisic didn't play in training. You still picking him? No, I'm probably not going to go for him. I'll tell you now, Perisic is not one of the players that's hidden. He's not one of the players that's hidden. I'm not saying I won't put him in, but like I said, he's not currently hidden whatsoever. Personally, don't think Taylor will feature all. He's only been involved in pre-season because we didn't have many other options. Yeah, I probably will switch to Greenwood to be honest. I'll probably switch to Greenwood. I don't know if I can switch. Oh, do you know what I can do actually? No, I'll leave it where it is. I'll probably switch to Greenwood as my 4.5 million forward. There you go. Yeah, save your team instead of a website crash. For sure, do that. For sure. I got to be honest, like last year, last minute, I switched from Son and Rafinha last minute to Mahrez and Gundogan. I don't see a last minute switch like that this year. Do a poll for an early reveal. 300,000 subs. There you go. We've still got just over 3,000 left. Does Greenwood high ownership make you fear a price shot? Not really, because I would just keep him for ages anyway. I don't see what's going to happen. I don't know, actually. Maybe when we get to the first wildcard, I might be on 3-4-3 or 4-3-3 because players like Solanke and Mitrovic's fixtures will get better. But ultimately, if I'm going to always have that forward spot, I'm never going to sell it anyway, so I'm not going to actually lose the money, if that makes sense. The wingers on Ten Hag's Ajax team scored nearly 40 goals between them. Sancho must be key to his plans. I think Sancho will be great. I just don't see him as a great FPL option from Game Week 1. But if you want to go different, don't hate it. Don't hate it. Bench Neto or Bailey. I'm going to stick to Neto. Did I say Neto last time? I think I probably did. Is Doherty a viable option if it's known he will start above Emerson because his returns per minute last season was good, or is he just one to avoid? The issue is, will he start? I don't think he's going to start Game Week 1 necessarily, and then it's Chelsea, so I think he's probably one to get in later. You could maybe get him and bench him for a couple of weeks and then play him against Wolves in Game Week 3, but obviously you're risking that he's actually back fit by then, of course, which he might not be. And he's going for the 3-2-1 formation. Ballsy, yeah. Yeah. Lloris and White versus Ramsdale and Doherty. I mean, if they're all fit, Ramsdale and Doherty, but Doherty's not fit. I really don't like Lloris and White, though. I wouldn't spend 5.5 on Lloris, personally. So I guess I don't like either of them. I mean, it has to be Lloris and White because Doherty's not necessarily fit, but I don't really like it. Good morning from San Diego. Good morning. Would you rather have Walker and Saka or Cancelo and Martinelli? Probably Cancelo and Martinelli. Thoughts on the Arsenal triple up in attack? Yeah, I talked about this earlier. I think it's fine. Nothing wrong with it. I think it's good. You block an Arsenal defender, which could be handy as well. That's the only thing that's really going against it. Am I mad for going Jesus? Oh yeah, Haaland and Kane already answered that one. Do you think the amount of points needed to finish inside the top 100k increases every year? How many points do you think we need to be averaging? I don't really know how many points you need to be averaging. I don't think it necessarily increases. The reason that the scores have been so high the last couple of seasons is because we've had so many double game weeks because of all the postponements, like COVID postponements. We shouldn't get that this year, so I don't think the points total will be as high. So it doesn't. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, it gets harder to finish higher because everyone's more informed and all that kind of stuff, right? But in terms of overall points, I don't think it necessarily matters. Sanchez, Walker, Perisic, Diaz, Neto, Kane. Am I right? I'm not gonna. Yeah, thank you. I'm not gonna say if I'm right. They're right. Sanchez, and Diaz, or Edison and Walker, Trippier. Sanchez and Diaz, I think. Neto and Cancelo, or Martinelli and James. Martinelli and James. I feel like a lot of people are thinking about that. I feel like I'm the only person in the world that thinks Amron is good. Got game week 1 if you bench boost with 4 starting subs. Yeah, could be okay. Game week 1. Yeah, make sure to give the stream a like as well if you haven't already. That would be much appreciated. Obviously, you can become a member if you want. You can click that subscribe button, which would be good. Adam, how is it going? Less than 3,000 subscribers away now, so make sure to keep hitting that subscribe button. Because why the hell not? It's completely free to do. There's going to be one of these deadline streams every single game week. Okay. Your FPL station. Hello. The suit is back. Yes, the suit is back. I want to take a punt on Rashford. What would you suggest? Robbo, Martinelli, Rashford, 1.5 in the bank, can move to any £8 million mid a move in game week 2, or James Diaz, Rashford, 0.5 in the bank. I mean, if you're going to move, okay, I see the issue. Yeah, I see the issue. But if you're going to move anyway to an £8 million mid, would you just not get the one to start? I think James Diaz and Rashford, if you're keen on Rashford, is good. Ward not confirmed in the latest press conference. Yeah, he might not start. Like, again, I'm not saying he definitely will. The thing is, it wasn't confirmed who will start, so we don't know. I just think I like the fact that Rodgers has said a couple of times he's always seen Ward as a number one. But, yeah, it's not guaranteed. And I'm not trying to pretend otherwise. But to be honest, like, your other goalkeeper is either going to be a playing goalkeeper for another club, or it's going to be Everson. So if Ward doesn't play, it's very unlikely that Everson starts and doesn't make 90 minutes, right? So it's very risk-free to just go for Ward starting, to be honest with you. I think it'd be it would suck if he comes on for 10 minutes, but at that point you can just consider yourself very, very unlucky. Very unlucky. Have you considered planning for an early wildcard? Not really, no. To be honest with you, I don't like planning too much like wildcards and transfers. I just like to. I'm quite flexible and adaptable when it comes to making those big decisions. Like if it gets to game week 3, and there's loads of players that I want that I don't have, I would press the button if I needed to. But I don't want to plan for that. You could possibly maximise your points a little bit better if you did plan, but I prefer just staying a bit open-minded about when I'm going to use it. Looking sharp in the suit. Am I going too risky with the differentials? Ramsdale, Trent, Robertson are not. I mean, to be honest, okay, you've got Sancho. Sancho is your only differential. Like Ramsdale, Trent, Robertson, Trippier, Walker, Salah, Saka, Bailey, Kane, and Jesus. They're all players that are being talked about a lot. So Sancho is really your only risk. So it's not too risky at all, really. Again, I'd prefer an £8 million midfielder. That's just personal preference, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, Sancho is your only risk. Is not too risky, I would say. New stream interface looks amazing. Glad you like it. As always, same as last year, I probably haven't missed your super chat. I just haven't got to it yet because there's so many. I do try and get back to them as quickly as possible and try and get to all of them in a stream. But there's so many, it's just not possible to get to them quick. You're going for Harry Kane as captain. Nice. Would you sacrifice Sanchez and go for the lesser double up to upgrade Bailey to Neto? Yeah, that is a difficult decision that I've seen people have. I think I would probably just go Bailey. It's hard, though. If I had to make that decision, I don't know what I would do. Because it's easier to say what you would do than actually have to do it. But I think I would just go Bailey. I wouldn't necessarily be that happy about it, but I think that's what I would do. Where do I send you a picture of my team? I mean, you can send them on Twitter and stuff, but I'm not going to look at it. So to be blunt, I'm not going to look at it because we're on a deadline stream. We've got an hour and 15 minutes left. There's loads of people that are sending teams. I just don't have time to look at them all. Can you devote part of this stream to team name selection? I don't think so. I actually haven't changed my team name, I don't think. So my team name is FGSAFSF. I've not actually changed it, so I need to do that at some point. Which I will do. Mount, Bailey, or Martinelli, Zaha. Mount and Bailey, I think. Wilson. Wilson's an okay pick. I prefer Bamford, I think, though. I don't know, I just got a bit of a feeling about Bamford at Leeds. Back to his best, hopefully. Grealish or Silva or other 7 million. Yeah, probably Grealish at 7 million. If you're not willing to go down a little bit in price. FPL Mafia, thank you very much for becoming a member. Nitin, thank you very much. Retracted message. Kulisevsky or Mount, Mason Mount, Diaz and Patterson or Bailey and Robertson. In that case, I think I prefer Bailey and Robertson. What are your thoughts on Alvarez for 6.5? Just not guaranteed to start whatsoever. I wouldn't waste that City spot on him personally. That's just my opinion. Obviously, you don't have to listen to it. That is perfectly fine. Matip over Diaz, he got 30 more points. Don't worry about total points, right? Matip would have got more points because he played like a lot of the season, but Diaz only came in January. So don't worry about total points. It's only what they can get in the first 4 to 6 weeks. That's all that matters. Son had an amazing season last year. Why aren't top 100 teams rostering him on their team? You just can't have everyone, right? You basically, unless you want to go 3 premiums, which could work, but most people are going to go 2. You've got to pick 2 of De Bruyne, Kane, Son, Salah, Haaland. You can only have 2. So that's it. That's it. That's why Son's not appearing. Am I sitting on information that you don't want to tell us? No. No. I don't think I've ever done that, by the way. I know people like to complain because they got nothing better to do, but I've always given the information like as soon as I can or as soon as I've gotten it, which is often late. But yeah, there's nothing here right now. Brandon, thank you very much. Saka, Odegaard and Jesus in my team, good or not? I mean, again, Odegaard's not a bad pick. I personally prefer Martinelli and saved the 0.5, but yeah, triple Arsenal attack's fine. Ali will start up top. Oh, Everton, man. Everton, I can't wait to get all my Reece James points. Surely Dalot over Dunk with Brighton's defence weakened. Yeah, is Man United's defence better than Brighton's? I mean, I can't believe I'm asking that question, but the thing with Brighton is I think Potter's such a good... Like, not that Ten Hag's not, but Potter's a good coach, and I think that the system they have will just work, even if they have to put someone else in. Like, Cucurella's missing, sure, but they can just put someone else in there. Like, they will spend that Cucurella money very well, I suspect. So, look, Dalot is perfectly okay if you want to go for him. Maybe I just rate Man United defence a little bit less than everyone else. He also got no goals, no assists last year. Maybe Ten Hag will get him more attacking. He's obviously got a little bit of an understanding with Sancho now from pre-season, but yeah, I mean, Dunk is boring. Don't get me wrong. Dalot at least adds a bit of excitement to your game. Perisic or Walker have Neto for bench cover. In other words, worth start. Yeah, I think if you've got Neto on the bench, I think you're okay starting Perisic. I think it's definitely worth. One thing that might change your mind is Perisic. I'm like 99% sure Perisic is gonna get minutes against Southampton. That doesn't mean he's gonna start, but if he doesn't start, he will probably come off the bench almost certainly to get some fitness, right? To get some minutes on the pitch in the Premier League, etc. So if you put Perisic in your game with one squad, you're going to feel compelled to start him, and he's probably going to get a cameo. He could get something in that cameo, of course, but that's just something to consider. Don't think that you're putting him in and he's just not going to play at all, because he'll almost certainly get some minutes. Is there any proof that Grealish isn't starting? Nope. Not unless you know Pep Guardiola. Sanchez, Neto, or Everson, Martinelli. Sanchez, Neto, or Everson, Martinelli. Oh, that's really tough. That's really tough. How much do I think Leicester defence is bad, basically? I think Martinelli is better than Neto. That is really hard. I don't know. Flip a coin. I maybe say Everson, Martinelli, and just hope that Leicester aren't completely awful, but the chances of that might not be great. That's the only problem. Robertson and Mount or Diaz and Diaz? Robertson and Mount. I mean, there's a million difference in those two things, though. What's the Neto obsession? It's not really an obsession. It's just for 5.5 million, is there much better options? That's all. Is Dyer not a good option at 5 million? He's guaranteed Spurs starting defender. I'm surprised he's never in the conversation with the other fives. Yeah, he's okay, I guess. There's nothing wrong with Dyer. No, nothing wrong with him at all. It's just not. I don't know. I think the problem for me is it's hard to forget about just how good like Perisic and Doherty can be, and Doherty's obviously the same price. And I know we can't necessarily rely on them for game week 1, If I put Dyer in, I just know that I'm never going to want to transfer him to Doherty. I'm never going to want to use that transfer. I'm probably just going to wait for wildcard, and that worries me a bit. Whereas if I start with a different 5 million, then maybe I'll make that transfer later on. Yeah, he probably is an okay pick. I just don't think he's necessarily, not necessarily one for me. That's all. That's all. No temptations for 3 premiums. Not that. Yeah, to be fair, a little bit of a temptation maybe, but not a. I'm not going to do it. There's a bit of temptation, but not enough to actually do it. Should I start Ward or Sanchez? I would start Ward if I had Ward and Sanchez. I've heard that Chelsea want Cucurella to start for Everton, so that is something to consider. Yeah, that's interesting. Here's the thing, right? Some people have got Alonso in their predicted lineups. If Chilwell's not fully fit, maybe he starts Cucurella as a left wing back against Everton. That could be interesting. Maybe, anyway. Maybe. Who knows? Johnny or Dunk? Johnny if you want some excitement. Dunk if you want solidity. Haaland or Kane? I'll probably say Haaland. I said this earlier, like Haaland and Kane is so close, you could almost flip a coin, just go over your gut. I'd probably go Haaland. Woke up with a 4 premium. Nah, I'm not even sure 3 premium is fantastic. 4 premium is just surely too much rubbish. Don't forget, keep hitting that. Look how. Oh no, you can't see my sleeve. Keep hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's 2,700 subscribers left for 300k, which is pretty damn cool. Part of me is tempted to go Cucurella. I don't know if I would start him though. Because I feel like he could definitely come on if he doesn't play from the beginning. I did tweet one of the Chelsea journalists about this. Let me see if I can find it here. Possible start, I said. Yeah, I don't know. So, Nizar Kinsella said, Cucurella is at Cobham and it is a bit of a race against time to get him ready for Everton. He could even do the last session today before they travel up. Could he start? I'm gonna put a tweet out, just to get everyone thinking. Then again, would I want a double Chelsea defence? I just think there's got to be a slight chance that he plays left wing back, isn't there? If Chilwell's not fully ready, I could bench him against Spurs, and then have him for the rest. As a Chelsea fan, Cucurella will not start. Tuchel doesn't do things like that. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, he's definitely in training. I'm tempted to put him in and just keep him for game week 3. I probably won't do it. I feel like I've got to do something a bit different at the deadline because my team's so boring. Tell me I'm crazy for going for both 4 million keepers. Not necessarily crazy. Sterling and Martinelli or Saka him out. Yeah, I spoke about this already. I think I would probably go Saka him out, but there's nothing wrong with Sterling and Martinelli if you want to go a bit different. Start Bailey or Walker this week. Bailey. Cancelo, Diaz, Taylor, or Walker, Neto, and Darwin. The one without Darwin. Grealish, Zinchenko, Trippier, or James, Perisic, Bailey. If you can bench Perisic, maybe that way around. You'd probably want to start him though, but I think James Perisic and Bailey is probably better longer term. Yeah, Mahrez, last minute maybe. The thing with Mahrez is, at least someone like Diaz has a pretty nice first game week fixture, right? He's got Fulham. It's not like he's got Palace like Saka necessarily. So yeah, I don't know about Mahrez. Don't know if I'm that brave. Sometimes I wish I could play FPL again, like without having to do YouTube. Like do it simultaneously. Still do the YouTube. Still have like the proper team. I just like to go for a few more punts, but like, I know there's like certain ways that might be slightly better or more likely to get you points. And I know that sounds stupid. You're always going to want to go for the most points, but I think if I wasn't like doing YouTube every week, I probably would go for those small little punts. Like, I'd maybe start with Mahrez. I just can't be dealing with him not starting and then having to come on and talk about it again. How many subs are we at? We're on 297,377. 17,000 of you watching. There'll definitely be a bunch of you that aren't subscribed. Just hit that button. It takes no time at all. Completely free. Loads of content to come this season. I'm not saying I would completely reinvent my team. I might go a little bit more punty. Why do you prefer Gabriel and Diaz over Robbo and Bailey? I don't necessarily. I think they're both good options. Robertson and Bailey gets you an extra million as well. So I think it's pretty close. I think with Diaz, you get that structure to maybe swap to a different £8 million midfielder. Again, usual caveats apply. Of course, if they go up in price, it's still going to be difficult to get them with just one move. But if they don't go up in price, you've got that structure already there. You don't have to take two transfers. Make a second channel called Let's Punt FPL. Yeah. Why do you dislike Darwin so much as a pick? What more can I say? If you think he's going to start, he's a good pick. I don't think he's necessarily guaranteed to start. Therefore, 9 million is too much. Also, he plays for Liverpool, so he takes up a Liverpool spot where you've got Trent, Salah, Robertson, and Diaz, who are all really good picks, right? So that's it. I don't hate Darwin Núñez. I haven't got an agenda against Liverpool. I think 9 million is a lot of money for someone that no one can guarantee me is going to start against Fulham. Bit different if you could guarantee that, but even then, you've probably got the same question for the first few weeks about whether he's going to start every week, right? Where? Oh yeah. Is Saka 2 million better than Martinelli? Maybe not. I do think Saka is the better option. I don't think it's that close. Because Saka is pretty much nailed. You're never going to worry about him not starting. He's probably going to get taken off less than Martinelli or less early or not as early. So I do think Saka is the better option. 2 million? I mean, that could be spent in a lot of places. So maybe the 2 million is better for most people. Saka might have penalties. Again, I think he probably does. But again, that's not 100% confirmed either. I know people are going to tell me he's taken the last few, but Martinelli took one end of last season. He won it, so maybe that's the only reason why. Saka probably is the penalty taker, but it's not guaranteed. If I had to bet money, I would say it's Saka, but let's see. If it is Saka, I'm going to probably wish a little bit more that I actually had him. That would probably be pretty good. Agoli, considering bench boost game week 1, and we're on good for game week 1 to 2. Yeah, he should start game week 1, so you'd hope he'd stay for game week 2, right? So hopefully. I mean, I think Bailey is a better option, but I guess you might be going for both if you're on a bench boost. I mean, really interested to see how the bench boosts do. I think there's even a possibility to have a pretty good bench boost without having to wildcard in game week 2, but it probably is a little bit better to do that early wildcard so you can specifically pick your team just for this week. Trent, Cash, Walker as a back 3 this game week. Yeah, great. Good. All got good fixtures. All fairly well. Walker's not attacking, but I mean Walker against West Ham is maybe not ideal. I think West Ham could score in that game, but overall it's okay. Like City can keep a clean sheet against anyone, but I think West Ham are difficult to keep out. Basically, yeah, I am regretting the suit, to be honest with you, because it's It's very warm in here now because we've been in here an hour and a half. So yeah, probably not the greatest thing to have done. The punt I'm most tempted by is Rodrigo. Yeah, I've seen a few people talking him up. I am wearing shorts, yeah. If I was wearing a pants, well, that would be a freaking nightmare. An absolute nightmare. Threemium. Ward, Trent, Cash, Trippier, Nico Williams, Salah, Neto, Bailey, Andreas, Jesus, Haaland, Kane. Help. A. Sanchez, Walker, Martinelli, Benchu, Walker. Everson, Cancelo, Colback. C. Edison. Yeah, A. Sanchez, Walker, Martinelli, bench, Walker in the first game week at least. Reveal, please check the time. Yeah, it's not 6:30 in the UK. It's 6:30 in Europe, not in the UK. 6:30 is the deadline time. That's when the reveal happens. Spurs 11 versus 11 train earlier. No Perisic or Doherty. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, Conte could be playing games, right? He could have just put them with no bibs to think they're not going to start. But does he need to play mind games against Southampton? Probably not. The thing is, they could have trained in the other team that wasn't likely to start, and then something could happen where Conte's like, actually, do you know what? Perisic is going to start, right? So it's not guaranteed that he doesn't start. But I think I've seen enough and heard enough where I'm not going to go for him. The reveal meaning you have already fixed your squad or you're still making the decision. Yeah, the team's locked in. I don't know if there's much I'm going to really change. Yeah, I don't know. People see people. I'm trying to find out about Cucurella. I'm a little bit tempted to get him and start him, but Chelsea have registered Cucurella in time for a possible debut against Everton on Sunday after his move from Brighton went through just minutes before the midday deadline. Damn. The thing is, I think people are a little bit unsure about who's going to start left wing back. So he could start there, and even if someone else is playing, he could play left centre back. Let's say Chilwell is not fully fit. Could Chilwell play left wing back? Cucurella play left centre back? When Chilwell goes off, Cucurella moves over. Am I just talking myself into it? I don't know. Is that beeping on your stream or my neighbour? There shouldn't be any beeping on my stream. I've got everything muted apart from my mic, and I'm not beeping at least. I'm tempted by Cucurella. I'm tempted to. I'm not just tempted to put him in for game week 3. I'm tempted to get him in and start him. But the thing is, if he just plays left wing back, he's not that exciting, I guess. Okay, Alonso was in. So Alonso was in training, right? But people are saying that he said his goodbyes in training. But could he play his last game at the weekend? Doc turned into my bench him. I think the question is, do we think that Cucurella is going to get his place in the Chelsea team? I might just try it on for size. The thing is, he's not highly owned, is he? He's 8.8% owned. Surprised at that. Surprised at that. Because imagine if I play Cucurella and then the guy on the bench does really well. The thing is, was there even any chat about Chilwell in the press conference? Alonso is so Andrew Turner's tweeting me. Alonso is still here. Started in the first 11 versus Udinese last week and was still training today despite the Barcelona. Tuchel also chose him to start on opening day last year because he had an entire preseason of training. Same situation. Yeah, okay, maybe it's a bit risky. Hang on. Stop worrying about Cucurella. He's back up to Chilwell and Alonso. I don't know if he is. I don't think Chelsea's defence is rubbish. Tuchel said Cucurella would relieve pressure on Chilwell, but he also said he's going to play left centre back, right? So he could be a 5 million starting defender for Chelsea, who could also play left wing back. So it's a little bit tempting. Less than 2,500 subscribers to go, by the way. Hit that button. Why not? Trippier versus Luka Dean versus Walker. Best 5. Walker, then Luka Dean, then Trippier. If you're not going to be able to rotate Trippier out too much. Oh, for 2 game weeks. 2 game weeks only. I'm going to say Luka Dean. Patterson over Nico Williams. All I need is 1 point. I'd probably just go Nico Williams, to be honest. You don't buy 55 million to bench the player. He's definitely playing left wing back or left centre back. But is he going to play game week 1? Because there's 3 options, right? 1, I just don't go for him straight away. 2, I go for him and I bench him, which is fine. I've got someone else that can play. And I bench him for Spurs as well. Or 3, I get him and I play him. Diaz, Haaland, or Mahrez, Kane. Diaz and Haaland, I think. I can't not have Mahrez. Well, there you go. You've answered your own question. You should be nailed on right. I never say that. I have both Leicester keepers too. Kane game week captain could be a great differential. Good luck. I don't think you can ever say that Mahrez is nailed. Don't think you can ever say that. You could be right. I've switched Taylor to Greenwood, by the way, so don't worry too much about Greenwood. So this Chelsea fan thinks 100% by game week 3 he's playing either as a left centre-back if we haven't signed for Fana or a left wing-back because Chilwell isn't up to speed. Don't think Chilwell will see regular starts until after the international break. We're being very cautious with his ACL. Undav could be good, yeah. I do quite like Undav. I don't know if I would start with him, though. Yeah, Cucurella. The thing is, Cucurella's not too much of a risk. I don't necessarily need him until game week 3. And if he doesn't start, the worst thing is I'd have to play Neto against Spurs. And I don't think I'm going to need 3 Chelsea spots anytime soon. I'm a little bit tempted. I'm tempted to play him this week. The thing is, he's a bit like Perisic. If he doesn't start from the beginning, he'll come on. Marcos Alonso is getting closer and closer to joining Barcelona. He has already said goodbye to some employees at Chelsea, and the idea right now is to travel to Spain this weekend. Tuchel on the return of Chilwell. He looks better and better, but at the same time, he needs a little bit more time to adapt to the physicality of the match. It's a very, very demanding league. Okay, we can't just throw him in. But Emerson could play, right? So that if Alonso and Chilwell don't play left wing back, it could just be Emerson. Oh, do I start him? Do I start him? Do I start Cucurella? Okay, so I'm slowly talking myself into just having Cucurella in my side, but do I start him this week? Get Cresswell game week 2 and or 3 instead of Cucurella. Aren't West Ham trying to sign a new left back? I don't know. I don't think they've got him, but. They signed Cornet. They did. Wait, that's Everton though, right? Wait, who? Hang on, have I got that completely wrong? Oh, it's West Ham. Sorry, Christ's sake. Yeah, sorry. But we're talking left backs. Yeah, sorry. I got completely lost. It's what's his name's got? McNeil's gone to Everton. Don't start Cucurella. He'll make a debut tomorrow off the bench. Tuchel was never rushed to start a player. But if they're in trouble at left wing back, they're in trouble. Who knows? Martin, thank you very much for coming a member. Is St. Maximin starting? He should do, yeah. I think so. Yeah, he should start. Start Mitrovic, Liverpool, or Fornals, Man City. Oh, Fornals. I would definitely start Mitrovic. Way better option than Fornals for me. James and Rashford or Walker and Mahrez. James and Rashford. I really like James. I really like Reece James. Especially now with my Cucurella double up. Although he could be on the bench. It's not... Yeah, okay. It would have been better if they'd done the Cucurella deal a few days ago, granted. Is it impossible that he starts? Is it impossible? Is it? Doon 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 doon. Is Gabriel Jesus... if you're going to think about captaining Gabriel Jesus, I would not do it in game week 1. I'd think about maybe doing it against Bournemouth or Fulham in game week 3 and 4. Maybe Leicester in game week 2. I think this is Arsenal's worst fixture of the first 4. By the way, if you are watching, we are 45 minutes and 51 seconds away from the deadline, as you can see on the screen. Please do give the stream a like if you are enjoying it. Keep hitting that subscribe button as well. I think we can get to at least just under 2,000 subscribers away. We're only 300 away from being 2,000 off, so it's getting better and better. Even if Cucurella starts, you back Chelsea defence enough to double up. The thing is, yes, I think so. Who are the other 5 million options, okay? There's Walker. He blocks a City spot. Could be better, right? Arguably, Walker is better than Cucurella. I'm looking for a bit of excitement. Doherty, if he was fit, he would definitely be in. Trippier, yeah, Trippier maybe. Not that excited. Luka Dean, Matty Cash, not that excited. I just think Cucurella will play left wing back, but might play left. Will play left centre back, but might play left wing back, and I just want a bit of that action. I want to take that chance. It might go wrong, but the worst case is that I've got to play Neto against Spurs. Is that big of an issue? Maybe it is. You're ignoring all the questions asking to choose between Mount and Diaz. No, I'm not. Go away. I don't know if... I don't know about Cucurella. Maybe Walker is the better option. Walker probably is the better option on paper, but it just locks out that City spot. And I'm thinking about, what if I want Foden or Mahrez at some point? Neto leaked. There you go. I told you I wasn't actively... Well, I am actively hiding stuff, but I was never going to mess around about who I've got. Okay, here we go. Someone messaging me here. Chelsea fan, thank you very much. Says, Tuchel has rushed Lukaku to play. It's not impossible for Cucurella to play. Kennedy will also be a threat to him starting. The thing is, right, why am I spending the last part of this stream trying to big up Cucurella as if I'm going to play him? I probably won't. But what was I going to say? It's not like they've just signed a left-back from another league. Cucurella has played plenty of minutes for Brighton. He's a really good player. Like, if he's had a pre-season as well, right? He's had minutes for Brighton. So, he's fit to start. The only thing is, obviously, he doesn't know... Like, he hasn't had much time with Tuchel to learn about how he wants him to play, tactics, or whatever, etc., etc. But I think he has played pre-season, right? I could be talking rubbish, though. Maybe he hasn't. But I think he has. I'm trying to find his pre-season minutes now. Where are you, Cucurella? There we go. He's played 45, 60, 70. Oh, he's not played the last 2 games, obviously, because he was signing. So maybe there is a bit of an issue there. Maybe there's a bit of an issue. No chance he starts. No chance he starts. Yeah, look, it's probably not worth worrying about. I just want to check something a second. Before I'm just trying to figure out whether to lock in Cucurella, right? Just give me a sec. Give me a sec. This one. I have revealed a player. I've revealed like 7 or 8. You can still have both Walker and Cucurella. You can, but I really like Gabriel from Arsenal. So I think it's for me. It's Walker or Cucurella. Not both. I do really rate Walker as the only real reason I'm trying to look away from Kyle Walker is he's not really that attacking. He'll probably go and get a goal or something now. He's not that attacking, and he does lock off a what's it called? Like a Man City spot. That's all. Like he's a good option. Nothing wrong with him as a pick at all, really. I can't check what I wanted to with Cucurella, which is annoying. Having Cucurella gives the option of switching with a Bailey, for example. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're both 5 million. I think realistically, instead of Cucurella, if I'm going to do this thing where I bench them for the first 2 weeks, maybe I should just go for Doherty, because you know what you're getting with him. Cucurella has trained, though. I might start him. How many points could I really be behind starting Cucurella? Okay, sorry. Let me like maybe answer some questions that aren't about Cucurella only. Ramsdale, Trent, James, Cancelo, and Diaz, or another 5 to 6 million defender. No, you got pretty decent ones there, to be honest. If you can use the money elsewhere, you could do Diaz to Walker or something like that, and use the money elsewhere. But you don't have to do that. Why would you ever pick him? I don't know. 5 million for a Chelsea defender seems pretty nice. No, look, I know Doherty's not going to play in game week 1. But basically, right, I've got 2 £5 million defenders. So if I go for Doherty, I would play the other one, bench Doherty for 2 weeks, then hope he's fit by game week 3. The thing for Cucurella is we know he's fit, we know he's trained. It's just whether or not he can play kind of straight away, right? That's kind of all there is to it. Do 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 do. What I really need is a Chelsea in the know. That's what I really need. When White ends up playing as a CM, you'll remember this moment. Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? Has that been touted about? Could happen, I guess. Where was I? Martin, thank you very much for upgrading your membership. Robbo Bailey and Nico Williams bench, or Diaz 5 million defender and Perisic bench. I mean, that's just really Diaz versus Robertson. First option lets you have an 8 million mid. Second one, you have Perisic for game week 3. Probably the second one. Diaz, Perisic, ready. Yeah, Chili Peppers on. Van Dijk and Walker, or Diaz and Gabriel. Diaz and Gabriel, I think. Garan, thank you very much. Pat the doggy, thank you. Tom, best 4.5 million midfielder. I mean, no, the best 4.5 million midfielder, I think everyone agrees, is Andreas Pereira. Warning to everyone, it seems Ward could still be out for game week 1 at least. Yeah, I've mentioned that a few times. He's not guaranteed to play. But again, it does not matter. It's not really a warning, right? Because okay, the only issue is maybe you pick Ward and Everson becomes the number 1 and then you don't have the other Leicester keeper and then you've got a dud on your bench. But most of the time you're going to play your main keeper anyway. So if we think that Ward is more likely to be the number 1 when he's fit, he's the one to go for. It's almost risk-free. So I wouldn't worry about it. Either your bench keeper plays instead. Most people play the same goalkeeper every single week anyway. Or you've got Everson on your bench anyway and he will come on. So it keeps coming up about Ward might not be fit. That's right, he might not be. But it's almost like nothing to kind of worry about. Starting 11: Ward, Trent, Cash, Trippier, Salah, Diddley, Sanchez, Tony, Walker. Tony on the bench. Oh, thoughts on a bench boost team. I mean, I'll be honest, I've not given bench boost a hell of a lot of thought, but I don't really see too many issues in there. I don't know about Nico Williams. I wonder if you can get a slightly better option for game week 1. Like, could you get 0.5? Hwang, I definitely wouldn't go for Hwang. He's not guaranteed to start. I think you're better off going for a different 6. I'm not quite sure who, though. It's the only problem. Maybe Neto and use the 0.5 to upgrade Nico Williams, possibly. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. 18,000 people watching yet. Pretty mad. You're sleeping on Bowen? Yeah, probably. To be honest with you, the game's been out for what, a month now? Literally, it came out on the 5th of July. At one point or another, I've slept on every player according to like my mentions and stuff. Like, I can only have 15 players. 4 of them are likely to be rubbish anyway. So at this point, you just deal with it, you know. I'm comfortable with the fact that I cannot have absolutely everyone. It's just one of those things. Isn't the deadline your reveal time? Yes. That is correct. Correct, Amundo. Will I be doing World Cup fantasy football? I will. We're 100 subscribers off 298k. Make sure you hit that button if you haven't already. Thank you very much. Bruno G or Neto in the middle. Neto. Have Salah, Martinelli, Luis Diaz. Nice. Sammy, 5-3-2 Robbo or 4-4-2 Foden. Robertson's probably better than Foden. Any Kane captaincy temptation? Not really. I'm going to go Salah. Keep Perisic on the bench for the first two. Yeah, if you want to. Yeah. Do you work at the job centre? Nope. Could do one day, though. Sancho and Neto or Bailey and Saka? Probably Bailey and Saka. Rashford due to start up front against Brighton at home. Surprised I haven't seen him more in teams. He might not, though. Just because Martial's not there or maybe Ronaldo's not fit doesn't mean Rashford definitely plays up front. He could do, though. I also don't think it necessarily makes Rashford a better option playing up front. He's very good off the left, not necessarily up front. Cheaper than Grealish too. Yeah, I probably would take Rashford over Grealish. Doesn't mean I really like Rashford, but I would take him over Grealish, I think. You reveal Sanchez, Neto, hard question. Is Saka 2 million better than Marseille? We kind of already discussed that. I think in isolation, yes, he probably is worth the money over... Well, no, sorry. I think Saka is a better option than Martinelli, but when you factor in that 2 million, you probably can put that to better use. A lot of people have got Saka and Martinelli. That's not necessarily a bad use of funds either, but I really like Martinelli. Got him in my side. Warhawk, thank you very much. Cliff, is Son and Salah being overlooked for game 1? Kane generally starts slow. Kane starting slow, I think, is a myth, to be honest. He didn't start slow the year before last. He didn't start slow the year before that or the year before that. He did last year, but I think there was all that Man City stuff hanging over him. That's gone now. It's done. He knows he isn't going to Man City. I wouldn't worry about Kane, to be honest. Like, Son is a good pick, but I think the 0.5 million saving for Kane is pretty good, to be honest. Start 2, Gabriel, Neto, Walker. Probably Neto and Gabriel. Drew, thank you very much. Adam, thank you very much. Lee, Saka and Rashford or Marseille and Kulusevski. Ooh. Saka and Rashford, I think. Carlos, thank you very much. Zinchenko over Walker if we get early team news for Arsenal. Looking forward to all the content. Yeah, possibly. I'd really like to see Zinchenko starting as a midfielder, though, so that we know when Tierney's in that Zinchenko is very likely to start. Oh, God. Someone's just DM'd me with a tweet from someone with like 50,000 followers on Twitter, and it just says, the collective shriek across the world when Eddie Nketiah starts tonight. Imagine if he starts ahead of Jesus or starts ahead of Martinelli. Just imagine what would happen. Surely not. He did play one... I think he played at least one game as left wing back. His left wing, where Martinelli plays. Surely Martinelli's not getting benched. That would be a nightmare straight away. Martinelli played so many minutes left wing. I'm not worried about that. That would be a bit of a nightmare straight away, though. I'm sticking with Martinelli. Alex, thank you very much. Nick, Williams and Andreas and Bank 0.5 or upgrade one of them. I don't think Andreas Pereira needs upgrading. I think you just stick with him. So it's really Nico Williams. So if you're happy with it, just keep the money, to be honest with you. Odegaard and Trossard. I think I would go Odegaard. Dilemma, Perisic and Rashford or Kulusevski and Nico Williams. Kulusevski and Nico Williams probably, especially if you can bench Nico Williams. Thoughts on Kulusevski? I think he's probably okay as an option. I definitely prefer a lot of the other 8s though, like Saka, Mount and Diaz in particular. Luka Dean / Mendy or James and Sanchez. James and Sanchez. If I top 5k this year, invite me pre-season. Probably not. Probably not. But good luck with your top 5k. We have 29 minutes and 23 seconds until the deadline. Make sure you got your teams locked in. Please keep in mind, I am trying to get through all the questions in the chat, the super chat as well. There's a lot of you in here. There's like nearly 20,000 people in here. So I'm not going to be able to get to everything, all right? So just keep that in mind. I think we've gone through a lot already. Thoughts on Podence as a pod over Neto? Yeah, Sure. Pedent should get minutes as well. Could easily outscore Neto. I'm going to stick with Neto because I've had him like all the time. But you could go Pedent. Son and Havertz or Mount and Kane. I'd be pretty clear about Mount and Kane being the better option there. But probably Mount and Kane. Son and Trippier or Kane and Perisic. I think Kane and Perisic is the better combination, but Perisic is not guaranteed to start game week 1, right? He's a bit of a risk, so that's the only thing I would say. George, thank you for becoming a member. I think I smashed the 3 premiums. Love to know your thoughts. Ward, Trent, Cash, Cancelo, Gabriel, Nico Williams, De Bruyne, Salah, Son, Bailey, and Jesus. I wouldn't personally be happy about if you have to. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I wouldn't be happy about having to play Nico Williams and Bailey every single week. I think you can come up maybe a better combination to get 3 premiums, but it's definitely viable. It's definitely viable, I think. I'm not going to do it, though. Why are you just like Harry Potter? I need to get a new suit, though. I need to get a slicker looking suit. It just ain't cutting it anymore. It's just not cutting it anymore. Also, it's like up at the back. Ramsdale, Diaz, Martinelli, and Luis Diaz, or Ward, Robertson, Neto, and Saka. I think Ramsdale, Diaz, Martinelli, and Luis Diaz, to be honest. That's for B money. B money. A blue suit. I've got a blue suit, but it's even bigger than this one. I feel like this one's already a bit too big. Kulusevski game week 1, Mahrez game week 2, Saka game week 3 and beyond. It's just too many transfers to book in. I'm telling you now, something crazy is going to happen in game week 1. It's going to make us absolutely panic. I might have to take Cucurella out of my starting lineup. It's difficult. Harry Potter and the stressful deadline day. Do you know what? I'm not feeling that stressed today. I think I've definitely had more stressful deadline streams, for sure. Definitely had more stressful deadline streams than this one. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about my team. Who knows? Well, Gabriel or Zinchenko for the long term. Probably Gabriel, I think. I currently have Jesus, Saka, and Martinelli. Is that too risky? Should I change Saka to Mount? Ultimately, if you think Saka's a better pick than Mount, you're not looking to get an Arsenal defender. I think you just go Saka. Same team as you so far with Trippier, Rashford, Diaz, Kane, Sanchez, and Williams in your review spots. Nice. Gorav, good luck. Good luck. No bad picks there. Between Mount and Bamford, who would you pick? 4-3. Okay, Mount and Bamford, I'd pick Mount. Sancho and Zinchenko or Rams. Oh, Sanchez and Zinchenko or Ramsdale and Doherty. Defender bench till game week 3. Probably Ramsdale and Doherty. I look with Cucurella. I think he'll get minutes. I don't know if he will definitely start. Right, that is the big problem. It's hard to say. We've got less than 2,000 subscribers now till 300k. So if you're watching, you've not subscribed, please do hit that button. But yeah, I cannot guarantee that he will start. That's the problem, right? He probably get minutes from the bench at best. It's a risk. It's a risk. Like I'm certainly not telling people to go for. I'm certainly not sitting here telling people to go for Cucurella. That is for sure. Unless you can bench him for 2 weeks. So I probably wouldn't play him against Spurs. I just think for me, like that 5 million bench spot could be Kyle Walker, but I just think I could play Gabriel in game week 2 and bench. Like, okay, Walker against Bournemouth could be good, but I could just bench him for that game. Bench him. And then at that point, by game week 3, there's surely someone more exciting I could have ready in my squad. like Cucurella or like Doherty. So I think I'm more likely to pick one of those types of players. I just don't know who. I just don't know who exactly it would be. Where are we? How on earth did Cucurella get so mentioned in this stream, by the way? Sorry. 7.7 million FPL accounts. That's mad. I'm pretty sure that's a million more than last year. 1 million. That is huge. If you just want to follow my team, then you'll be able to follow it all season. If you want to copy the team, then yeah, obviously that's not necessarily possible straight away. But I don't think that's a huge issue, right? You're still going to get all my thoughts every single week. Every single week. Yeah, done that one. Leo, thank you. Oliver, Haaland or Kane? It's really a 50-50, right? You know everything you're going to get with Kane. Haaland's the new kid on the block. Great game week 2. I still fancy in Haaland over Kane myself, but Kane is a great pick. Go Kane if you want to go Kane. Mendy and Diaz plus 0.5 or Sanchez and Cancelo. I think I'd go Cancelo. Wasn't following news lately. Is Luis Diaz playing? He should play. I don't see any reason why he won't. One reveal since you got 200k Twitter followers. Nah, it's all about those YouTube subscribers, my man. FPL Audit Romano, good luck for the season. Thank you very much. By the way, I saw that membership thing flag up a long time ago, so I'm very behind on super chats and stuff, so I wouldn't do any more now. Unless you just want to do like a thanks or something, great. But if you've got a question, I don't think I'm going to get to it in the next 21 minutes and 45 seconds. Because there's so many. Man City midfielder for week 1 or 2, Silva, Mahrez. I would go Mahrez or Foden. Who would I actually go for? I'd be so tempted to go Mahrez, but maybe that's just because I don't have to actually get him. One reveal for 15,000 likes. Come on, let's just leave it. What's the big deal? I'll only reveal someone you already know anyway. I'll just reveal Neto or someone. Edison and Bailey or Ward and Grealish? Edison and Bailey. Ramsdale and Diaz or Alisson and Sancho Kulusevski? I'm not a big fan of the Alisson pick. Like he's a good pick, but it's just not for me. So I'll say Ramsdale and Diaz. Hope it's all as well. Start Walker or Gabriel. If I had Walker and Gabriel, which I may or may not have had when we first started the stream, I would have been starting Gabriel for sure. Metalhead Smurf, thank you very much again. Perisic versus Walker. I think Walker's a bit safer now because of the Perisic doubts, but obviously he's not anywhere near as exciting. So if you're prepared to take a risk, go for Perisic, but I'd probably go Walker. Neto versus Bailey. I'd probably go Neto. I really like Bailey for game week 1, but I think over first 6, Neto's probably a better pick. Issue with doubling up on City defence is it blocks your £8 million midfielder. Yep, absolutely. I do agree. Why are you changing Ramsdale to Raya and Ward? I'm not necessarily. I like Ramsdale, but I've just done what I do every year. I've gone through and I've just cheapened my goalkeeper to spend more in the actual team. It happens every single season. Every single season without fail. Every single season. You start with a big one, Edison, and you go down and down and down and down and down and down and down. Do. Is one of the hidden players Rashford? No, to be honest with you, I don't think there's, apart from Cucurella, who might stay in the team now, I don't think there's any players in here that I've not really talked about already. So I kind of said I didn't really like. Rashford, so he's not in here. He's not in here. Like, over the last couple of days, I've pretty much talked about what the teams will look like, and it's that, basically. So, yeah, Kevin, I agree with you. Would going for Everson and Ward be worth it if it meant I could upgrade James to Cancelo? Is Cancelo an upgrade on Reece James? I guess maybe slightly. I don't know if I would do that, though. I'd probably just keep James and keep you a better keeper. Pet, thank you very much. Don Timothy, new member, thank you. Jose, upgrading, thank you very much. Truth Tortoise. Is Robertson worth the 7 million price tag to bring in as my 5th defender? I plan on playing with 5 at the back, and I already Robertson's great, yeah. Robertson's great. Robertson is great. I did wear the suit. I'm telling you now, it's freaking boiling. I cannot wait to get out of here, get changed, and go and get some food. Basically, not that I'm wishing the deadline stream to finish, but I'm happy. I'm looking for that as well. I'm looking forward to both things: the deadline being done and going out and getting changed and getting some food. Raya, Walker, and Kane, or Edison, James, and Watkins. I'm not a big fan of Watkins, so I go the first one. Raya, Walker, and Kane sounds good. 3-man defense of Trippier, Zinchenko, and Luka Dean. 3-man defense of Trippier, Zinchenko, and Luka Dean. Okay, Walker on the bench. No Salah. I know I'm man, but I'm actually happy with my team. Look, go for it. If you're happy, again, like I've said a few times on videos this week, if you want to go no Salah, go no Salah. Like, I'm not sitting here saying that everyone has to have the same team, but just keep in mind, like, he could do really well in Game Week 1. How are you going to react? If you're just going to write off and say, okay, look, I knew that could happen, I'm going to trust my team, fair enough, do it. If you're going to panic and then rip your team up to get Salah in, just get him in now. That's my only advice. If you ain't going Trent, you're crazy. Yeah. I mean, Trent is pretty damn good. We're on 298,216 subscribers. Make sure you hit that button if you haven't already. First internet now to invest in aircon. So I don't want to jinx it, right? I do not want to jinx it, but yesterday we had a power cut for the first time in ages. I was just about to record my rating teams video, and we had a power cut for like an hour. And then this morning I was on my computer, and the internet just went, but only for me. The wireless carried on working. My internet just went for like 10 minutes. So far, so good. But I couldn't believe it. I thought the busiest time of the season, we got power cuts and internet going. Grant, loving the streams, thank you very much. Paul, new member, thank you very much. Cameron Willett. By the way, if I don't get to everyone, I do apologise. There's just so much stuff going on. I just cannot get to every question, every super chat, every new member. It's mad. I will look at them all, but I don't know if I'm going to get to them all before this. Okay, look, I'll do one reveal. But I need to make sure I've got the right one. What if I reveal... I'm not quite sure if I've set it up properly. Oh, no, I don't know if I can reveal, because I don't know... The thing is, these are all separate images, and I don't know which one is which. So it's almost... It's hard to explain unless you use OBS, but I've basically got 1, 2, 3... I've got 6 separate images. So these aren't like one thing. It's 6 separate images. So I don't know which one is which. Which one would I have done first? I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Nah, do you know? Oh, no, I can't. Oh, hang on. Can I go? Look, I'll leave it. I said I wasn't going to reveal any. I won't reveal any. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Try and slightly remove one. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is the one. Wait, is this the one? Oh, no. Oh, I can't do it. Because now I'm moving everything. I'm moving other stuff. We'll leave it. Look, it's only 15 more minutes anyway. It's not that exciting, right? You already kind of know which players it's going to be. Oh, why don't I check I know what the lineup is. Right? I know what the lineup is. Look, we are 750 subscribers off 299. You get to 299 before 6:30, and I'll tell you who the striker is. There you go. Get to 299 before the before the deadline. I'll tell you who the striker is. Not even 300. I'm just saying 299. Yeah, I'll say it. But you got to get to 299. So already 100's gone in. Anyway, Ederson, Robertson, Saka. Ederson, Robertson, Saka versus Sanchez, Cancelo, Diaz plus 1 million. I think I prefer Sanchez, Cancelo, Diaz. Mount or Diaz? I'm going to say Diaz. Ben, thank you very much. Oh, thoughts on Cash? Cash is good, but he's not really my favourite 5 million to us. I prefer a bunch of the other ones. I'm new and I'm in a mini. Okay. Don't tell me it's hit 299. I can literally see it. It's only added 200 subscribers since then. You've got a lot more to go. I mean, we're only 1,500 off 300k now. Come on, there's loads of you watching. 21,000 of you watching. Surely there is 1,500 of you that are not hit subscribe. I know it sucks when YouTubers ask for subscribers. You hear it every single video, but come on. It's Game Week 1. Yeah, Ben, thank you. Yuvin, new member, thank you very much. Mark, respect for not showing the team until after 6:30. Oh, God. Well, Mark doesn't want me to do even one reveal now. That's a nightmare. Yeah, we're close to 1 million subscribers. Come on. We could still catch Mr. Beast. We could still catch Mr. Beast. I was thinking the other day, by the way, a few people have said to me, right, why do you keep doing those thumbnails with your face on, right? It just doesn't work. I don't like it. And I thought, do you know what? I'll tell Mr. Beast that. I'll tell Mr. Beast to stop putting his face on the thumbnails. £8 million mid necessary? No, not necessary. It's kind of handy. It is nice structure-wise, but if you're really happy with your team without an £8 million midfielder, just go with it. Aronson or Neto? I'm going to stick with Neto. Aronson, I think, is an okay option if you want to go a little bit different, though. I think Aronson's probably right up there in terms of best 5.5s. Still another 400 to go for the big 299. You've only got 12 minutes and 23 seconds left. To me, you're bigger than Mr. Beast. Maybe physically, but not in any other ways than that. To be fair, some people are kind of embracing the reveals. Like, I've got FPL Hammer now is tweeting me with his predictions of who it is. Let's see. I mean, I think at this point I've mostly said them all as I've gone through the stream. So anyone that's watched the whole stream could probably work it out. Probably. What 8 million midfielder should I get? Not Diaz. Probably Saka. Do you rate Matip as an option? I do think he's a pretty good option because Konate's ruled out. But the thing is, even then, someone like... And I think he's fit. I could be talking rubbish. But I think even someone like Gomez could play. So... One thing for Matip last year is he did play a lot of minutes, right? He played way more minutes than anyone was expecting, but they did still manage him quite nicely. So he might be okay at the start when there's no Europe, but I don't know if he will always start every game. And for 6 million, I just don't know if it's worth the risk, you know? I just don't know if it's worth the risk. Okay, only 300 subscribers to go to the big 299. So, you know, if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Like your dress tradition, but boxer, blazer, shirt and tie. Yeah, but no one can see the shorts, right? Not unless I take a picture like I did last time. Grealish crazy pick. Not crazy, I wouldn't go from though. Perisic is on the cover on the match day programme. I wouldn't read too much into that. Like, those things are designed ahead of time. It's the same thing as when, like, social media team post a picture of a player and everyone just assumes they're starting, but it's not necessarily like that. Okay, I'm just checking if my team is locked in. It is. I will say this. No, I won't say that. I won't say that. Don't want to reveal too much. Don't want to give too much away. Diaz and Ramsdale or Ward and Robertson? Diaz and Ramsdale or Ward and Robertson? Diaz and... Oh, I don't know, actually. You got to play Ward every week, though. Probably Diaz and Ramsdale in that case. I'm still not massively happy about double Leicester defence. Let me just quickly retweet my deadline stream tweet, which I should have freaking done ages ago. Let me pin it as well. Get as many people in here as you can. Make sure to hit the like button as well if you haven't already. That would be muchos appreciated. Cancelo, Diaz, Saka, or Walker, Martinelli, Son. Cancelo, Diaz, Saka, I think. Son is great. I don't know, actually. Walker, Martinelli, Son sounds pretty good. I would be tempted to go that way, I think. FPL site will crash again. Was it game? It wasn't game week 1. It actually crashed last year, though, was it? It was. It was like whenever I was thinking about free hitting, which in the end worked out really well that the site crashed. I'm not going to Fantasy Football Fest. I am going to try and make one this year. I would love to go, right? I'm not avoiding it because I think it's bad or anything like that. But obviously, this is the most important game week. It's like one of the most important game weeks of the season. I live in Ireland, so I'd have had to travel yesterday. It's just not a great time for me to be traveling. So that's the only reason I'm not there. If the second one comes, it's always on the deadline as well, which is another issue for me. But if I can make the next one, I will go. I'd love to go because FPL meetups are always really good. Always really good. I've been to a few, and they're always good. So if anyone's in London, go to Fantasy Football Fest. I'm sure you can still get a ticket. Vendrick, new member, thank you. Carlos, new member, thank you very much. Martinelli is a bargain, but thoughts on Rodrigo? Yeah, Rodrigo could be okay. I mean, I don't know if it... Leeds fans get in the chat. Is Rodrigo's minutes like assured for a long period of time? I don't know if they are necessarily. I still think Martinelli's probably better. Imagine if Martinelli doesn't start though. That'd be a nightmare. You all ain't ready for Julian Alvarez game week 2. Could be great. 298,781. So we need 219 in the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, you're waiting to deadline. Imagine the conspiracy if I accidentally click off my team before I click the reveals, or I end the stream before I do the reveals. That'd be a nightmare. No for Rodrigo. He's not going to do anywhere near as well as any other Leeds player for 6 million or less. I don't know. I think if he gets regular minutes in that number 10 spot, then he could do better than an Aronson or something, or a Harrison. But I just don't think I'd be confident enough in that. I just don't know. I think Marsh's got quite a few options when everyone gets fit, and I just don't know if Rodrigo's going to keep playing. So I just don't think I'd have him in. Less than 200. There's 22,000 of you watching, which is absolutely mental. Just click subscribe, and why not? Cancel Harry Potter. I'm starting to think, right, with Cucurella, why am I not just going for Doherty instead? Because he should also be ready by game week 3. And Spurs fixtures are pretty good then. Leeds, Leicester, Southampton, West Ham, Fulham. Then again, Leeds, Leicester. I need to check Spurs fixtures real quick. This is where the last minute panic sets in. Wolves, Forest, West Ham, Fulham, Man City away. Hang on. Oh, do you know? No, I'm not going to have... I was going to say I'm not going to be able to show you the team because it's going to go and I've made a few changes, but I haven't. It'll be fine. Leeds, Leicester, Southampton, West Ham, Fulham. Leeds, Leicester, Southampton, West Ham, Fulham. Wolves, Forest, West Ham, Fulham, Man City. Oh, they're very close fixtures. I don't know. Maybe I'll go Doherty. I'm going to go Cucurella. Left wing back for Chelsea. I'm going to go for it. I think. Cucurella over Doherty for me. I'm not sure about that. Maybe though. No one's sent me any in the know information, right? Sometimes we get a few team reveals. We get some info. Shame we don't know anyone from Chelsea. I'm just checking Instagram, checking Twitter. No one said anything. I don't know if Cucurella will play game week 1, by the way. I wouldn't get him if you're then going to start him game week 1. That would not be ideal whatsoever. Oh, what the hell? Oh, you're kidding me. Hang on a second. All the super chats have just disappeared. Literally disappeared. We only need 57 more subscribers in the next couple of minutes, and we'll get one reveal before the deadline. One reveal. I'm just trying to find the super chats now. Although I'm not going to have time to go for a lot of them anyway. Triple captain Salah, not in game week 1. Let's see one player reveal. Yeah, we'll do that soon, hopefully. I'm just checking. I'm checking what we're on. Text Nathan Gissing. He's not going to tell me though, is he? Is he starting? The thing is, they will know the team probably at this point. They probably will know the team. You shouldn't be doing what? What shouldn't I be doing? Oh, 299. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can get the right one. I said I'd reveal the striker. Oh no, it keeps doing second bench. Oh, it keeps... Here we go. Here we go. Can I do it? Oh, I can do it nice and slowly. Look at this. I can do it with the thing nice and slowly. I mean, you all know who this is, right? At this point, surely. You know who this is. You know who this is. Vice captain. Oh, this is great. I'm going to do this every week. This is... Look at the suspense. The suspense is killing me. Vice captain. You know who this is. You know who this is. What was... Of course. Haaland. Haaland is in. I did say, like, for the last few days, I told you is that... Yeah, that's that one. There was no trickery going on. The last few days, I've told you I'm on Haaland over Kane. So yeah, there's no tricks in this reveal. Right? If you've been watching my videos, you'll know. But I thought it was just a bit more interesting to do this on the deadline stream. You know what though? We only need 890 more subscribers to 300k. You get to 300k before the deadline. I'll show you another one. I'll show you the goalkeeper. Sorry, let me... Oh, hang on. Monetization. I haven't cheated you at all. It could have been Harry Kane. It just isn't. That's all. Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. I'm checking my team now to make sure I've not messed it up. Salah captain, Haaland vice captain. Oh, you should do this with your weekly transfer. No, I'm not looking to do that. Jeez, we've had 1 million views in the last 48 hours. 1 million views. That's freaking mental. Anyway, I'm trying to find a few more super chats to go before the end. Don't put any more super chats in. There's no way I will get to them. Best 5 million defender, I'm going to say Gabriel. Bailey and 0.5 million in the bank on Neto. Neto is Foden a good pick game week 1. He's okay, yeah. Walker or Trippier, Walker. Walker or Cucurella, Walker. Walker's probably best, but I'm probably siding with Cucurella for the game week 3 play and going to bench him. It depends how your team's set up. Let's see one player reveal. We've done that. Trippier or Gabriel. Odegaard, yes or no? I'm going to say no. Thoughts on Koulibaly for 5.5? Not really interested. Only less than 800 subscribers. Come on. There's so many of you watching. There's 25,000, 26,000 people watching. Just hit that subscribe button. We do this every week. Every week. There won't be all this reveal stuff every week, by the way. All right, this is just for when it's like maybe a wild card or unlimited transfer, something like that. FPL Borat, thank you very much for becoming a member. Much appreciated. 2 minutes until the deadline. No, sorry. Why am I not looking on the screen? 1 minute and 11 seconds until the deadline. The first deadline of the 2022-23 season. I think we might be about to break a record for concurrent viewers on this channel as well. 26,000, I think, is a new record. I think we did 25,000 once. Yeah. Let me see. Luka Dean or Cash? I'm going to say Luka Dean, but both are good. Ignore Jesus. He's not injured. It's always that same rubbish. Less than 700 subscribers to go. Can we get it in the next 34 seconds? Everyone go and subscribe if you haven't already. That would be amazing. We've broken the record. We're so close to 300,000. We are so close. Can you do it in 24 seconds? You might as well do it. 21, 20. Come on, get it done. Probably not going to do it, but you know. FPL's down. I actually can't click on my team anymore because otherwise I won't be able to show you the reveal. Oh, it is down. It's down. It's crashed. Oh my god. Oh, it's back up. Last time it crashed in a game week 1. It was a few more minutes before the deadline. We got a free wild card in game week 2. That was years ago. That will not happen now. Let me see how many subscribers we're on. 299,460. Come on, 540 of you. Hit that button. We've just hit 27,000 concurrent viewers. I'm gonna just retweet now. In fact, let me just find the stream. Okay, we'll reveal the team now. Okay, 28,000. Why is it going up? Mental. Keep hitting that subscribe button. Anyway, look, I'm not trying to. Okay, so let's go one at a time, I guess. Let's go one at a time. Okay, so the problem is the second defender team reveal is not the same one. Why can't I click on this one? Okay, here we go. So the goalkeeper is Sanchez. I kind of said I was on Sanchez anyway. Again, not that exciting. You knew that was going to happen. So Sanchez is in there. He's the second goalkeeper. If Ward doesn't play, okay, Sanchez versus Man United is not great, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Less than 500 subscribers now. Keep hitting that button. We're over 28,000 viewers still. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. Sugar. I was just about to delete the whole freaking stream. Okay. This midfielder, Luis Diaz. We are not on Robertson. I've stuck with Luis Diaz. So he's in. We've got an £8 million midfielder. Let's see who else. Why can't I click into... Oh, this is so messed up. Hang on. Why can't I click into these? I don't know if I can click on them properly. It keeps messing up. Nah, hang on. I need to delete them, I think. Hang on. Okay, this might work now. Okay. This one's obvious, right? Come on, tell me in the chat, who is this defender? You know who this defender is. I must have mentioned him like a million times. Who is this defender? The starting defender. The starting defender. Who is it? Gabriel, Robertson, Walker, Cucurella, Perisic. I told you I was not saying stuff to throw you off. I said I wasn't going to go for Perisic. I stood by that. I told you. Most people are saying Gabriel. It is, of course, Gabriel. Come on. Of course it is. Of course it is. By the way, we now only need just over 400 subscribers. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that button. The concurrent viewers are still climbing, by the way. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We're going to break 30,000 viewers, which is stupid. And you know who the last midfielder is, don't you? Because I said it. I said I'm going to play him until game week 3. The reason why you should not try this again. What? Because I got too many viewers. Neto. Okay. Now, the problem is now. Oh, for Christ's sake! Why does that not? Okay, I need to lock the social slideshow. There we go. I can't move this freaking thing. It's doing my head in. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to reveal them both now, right? It's not Kyle Walker. I don't have Kyle Walker. I went with Cucurella. So my actual team is this. This is my team. I went for Cucurella. And I put Greenwood in. I said I put Greenwood in a load of times. I mentioned that. You told me not to get Diaz because of Robertson. Get out. I never said that. Get out. 350 subscribers till 300k, by the way. I'm staying on till we get that, so let's do it. So I've gone for Cucurella. The reason is I just find Walker so boring, and my team is so boring anyway. I just needed a little bit of spice in my life. So Cucurella is in. I'm not going to play him game week 1. I'm not going to play him against Spurs in game week 2. My hope is by game week 3, he's nailed on as a left centre-back, and or Chilwell is not fit enough, and therefore Cucurella is starting left wing-back. It's a little bit of a risk because there's no guarantee he is nailed. There's no guarantee that he will play left wing back or anything like that. But why not? I freed up the Man City spot. I think. Oh Christ's sake! I can't deal with these people. I'm also slightly open to Diaz to a Man City midfielder in game week 2 if I've got nothing else to worry about. So we'll see how game week 1 goes. And then we'll move on from there, basically. And if I've got nothing else to do, I might move Diaz after Fulham straight onto a Man City midfielder. It depends how kind of... I don't know. Depends. It depends. Please never do this again. Yeah. Okay. Guess what? It's my stream, so I guess I'll do what I want, right? So there you go. That is the team. Like I said, it's boring. Am I staying for team news? It's 25 minutes. It's 25 minutes. So probably not. Although I would like to stay till we hit 300,000 subscribers. We only need 300 and something. I'm not going to do this every week, right? There's no point in doing it every week. But after a wildcard, after unlimited transfers, it could be pretty decent. The slow reveals were class. Don't worry, I'm not going to listen to the people that hate it. They're the people that would have complained if I'd made a last-minute decision. Despite me saying like a million times, I've put Cucurella in. You shouldn't have hidden the team. No one would have copied it anyway. Trust me, people do. People do. I'm not worried about people making the same moves as me. I just thought for game week 1 it would be a little bit more interesting to do it. No offense, but your team is always boring. Yeah, true, but sometimes it helps for high ranks, you know. Oh my god. It was obvious your choices if people... Yeah, I know. I literally said I prefer Haaland over Kane. I literally said I'm going to have to bench Neto in game week 3. I said I've got Gabriel. I said I'm probably going to swap Walker to Cucurella. The only player I didn't really mention that much was Diaz. So I literally... And you could have worked that out. If I had two... I even said I had two £5 million defenders. So therefore I didn't have Robertson. So I probably had an £8 million mid, right? Why don't you do a new stream with team news in 20 minutes? Nah, not going to do that. Not going to do that. Oh, we're only 300. If there's still 20,000 people watching, if you haven't already, if there's 300 of you watching that haven't subscribed, please do just hit that button. We are 310 people away from hitting that target. We've had 1 million views in the last 48 hours. Didn't finish making my changes before deadline. Ouch, not good. Relax on the roasting. If there's anyone roasting, it's me. Yeah, boring but scoring, exactly. Love the reveals. Besides, the fun of FPL is picking your own team. Exactly. Andre, thank you very much for becoming a member. By the way, everyone that became a member that left a super chat, thank you very much. I know I didn't get to all of them. It's it's not a nightmare. Like it's a privilege what I'm doing. But it's just hard. It's not a nightmare. It's hard to get to them. By the way, we need 185 subscribers. 185. There is 17,500 of you still watching. 185 subscribers. We can do that in 1 minute. Do that in 1 minute. Someone super chat Cornet news. Yeah, Cornet is signed for West Ham, which is it's okay. We'll see how he plays first. Is there a good reason you didn't buy Son? Because I've got Haaland and Salah. That's about it, really. That is about it. You went with Perisic. Good. The thing is, I don't want Perisic to start now because obviously I don't have him, but he could be good. Mark Southerns went for Johnson at Forest. Yeah, he probably went for Lingard as well, didn't he? He had to go for Lingard, otherwise he's a fraud. I thought he was definitely going to be in his team. He was going to get a J Lings tattoo or something like that. He didn't go for Lingard, but he did go for Johnson. So he did pick someone from Nottingham Forest at least. Fair play. He's a Nottingham Forest fan. Get the live sub update on screen. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. The only thing is, I don't know how easily I can do that. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that with. Not while I'm streaming. I need to do that offline and then show it. Oh no, I can. Hang on. I don't know if Social Blade is. I don't know if Social Blade still shows you the live count. Does it? Can you get it on Social Blade? No, we're not on 300k. We're on 2,999,861. So it won't take very long to do it. It won't take very long to do it. I can't remember where live sub... Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah, but it says... It says 299,000, though, so it's not completely accurate. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. 100 and something. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll keep streaming. We're on... How many people... There's still 15,000 people watching. Mad. I am hungry. I'll tell you now, I am absolutely starving. Leak Darwin Núñez, Salah getting sent off. Why does it say that my Fantasy Premier League is updating and I can't view my team or nothing? Because it's updating. It's updating. That's what happens. 112 people. 112. Let me see if I can use Twitter to make this a bit quicker. Hang on. Hang on a minute. Oh, actually, the link's in the chat, innit, for this. Why? Where is the chat gone? I can't... Yeah. Copy link address. Nah, actually, no, I'm not going to put it on Twitter. I'm not going to put it on Twitter. There's enough of you watching. 14,000 of you. Come on, help me out. Help me out. We need 101 people. No, sorry. Hang on. Yeah, 101 people to hit subscribe. I have Greenwood for Leeds. I did say I was going to go for Greenwood, by the way. You might as well just wait for the start 11 if you're going to go 300k. I can't. I need to go. I want to go out and eat and stuff before the game starts. How long till we can see friends' teams? It depends whether FPL have sped up. It usually takes about 20 minutes to 20 to 30 minutes for it to fully update, so you can start doing that as well. Stop begging for subs. I know it's annoying. But like it's also handy. Why have you got 10 accounts? Less than 100 people now. Less than 100 people. Oh, Jesus. How do I... Oh, why is... Okay, I don't know why that link's so big. Okay, what else we got in the chat? 300k is a landmark achievement. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's ridiculous, but it's amazing. I've got to take this off. It's so hot in here. It's so hot. I'm like Gareth Southgate now. He manages a football team. I manage a football team. I've got a waistcoat. He's got a waistcoat. Tom, £20. Wow, thank you very much. Appreciate that. RV, great show. Congrats for 300k subs. Thank you very much. Although we're not quite there yet. We need another... We need 55. 55 people. 55 people to hit 300k. Waistcoat reveal. There you go. That must be why the subscribers suddenly went up, because I took the jacket off. Don't talk about hot. I've been in France where it's been 36 degrees. To be fair, it's probably like where I am in Ireland. It's like 17. It just gets hot in this little office. That's all. But I'm not moaning. You and Gareth are practically twins. Exactly. This is so exciting. Good luck to all Game Week 1. Go Arsenal tonight. Yeah, good luck to Arsenal. Let's see if they get the win. We are 34 subscribers off. And we need 34 of you. Come on. There's like 10,000 of you still watching, which is a bit ridiculous. 12,742. How come I live in Ireland? Because Ireland's great. I moved over from work and have never moved back, basically. Tell us the facts, Rafa. The facts are, I'm going to win FPL this year. I'm going to win FPL, and it's all going to be down to Cucurella. The thing is, now is where the real fun starts, right? Making a Game Week 1 team's fairly easy. Managing it throughout the season gets a bit more difficult. Why are you called Slippers? I'm not. I'm literally not called Slippers. I wasn't even wearing slippers when that name come up. It's just one of those weird things. Just one of those weird things Mark and Az said, because I said I was wearing a dressing gown once when they asked me to come on their stream. Oh, yes! I not only... Oh, hang on. Okay, I caught it dead on 300k as well. Thank you very much. I know a bunch of people are going to unsubscribe now. That's fine. I'm not going to stick around to watch that and then watch it go back up. But really do appreciate it. I didn't think we were going to hit 300k given how many... We needed like 5,000 earlier on this afternoon. So absolutely mental amount. Thank you for all the support. Obviously, this isn't the end now. This is only the start, right? Pre-season is done. But yeah, really appreciate it. That was ridiculous. We hit nearly 30,000 live viewers. I don't get it either. For anyone that's sitting there thinking, how does this guy get that many views and stuff? I don't know, but it was fun. I hope for most of you enjoyed the reveals. If you didn't, get over it, right? It's not going to happen every single week. Paul, thank you very much for that. Yeah, now we've got to get 400k. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that. Make sure you hit that button. I'm going now. I'm probably going to go and have some food. I might have a couple of beers with the game. Good luck. I will be back on Sunday for the knee-jerk stream. We'll be doing content all throughout the week and all that good stuff. So thank you very much. If you haven't already, why not hit the like button? Why not hit subscribe? Enjoy the game tonight. Let's hope that Saka blanks and Martinelli and Jesus score, because that's how it works in FPL. And I'll catch you again soon. Enjoy your weekend. See you later.